This is my go live and monetize your expertise. I appreciate you all joining. We're going to get started in just a few seconds. Getting the screen set up, cut my lighting, making sure I am good to go. Appreciate you all joining, and we will get started here. We're going to get to watching and engaging in the live. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate it this Saturday morning. So thank you so much. And I have multiple screens that I usually turn on. Making sure I'm able to properly engage. I'll support the live a little bit. Let this cord go here. This cord go here. This go here. This volume will turn down. As you are coming into the live, let me know if you have any questions. All right, friends, thank you so much. I appreciate everyone who is here and joining the live. And we are at 150 subscribers. Yay! This is a great milestone, friends. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all supporting the live. Appreciate all the support. And so, thank you so much for being here. And as you come into the live, let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, let's get this song in. All right, friends. Some of you may be watching from the outside, so come on in. We're going to get started in just a second. And then I am getting my screen ready for my other page on TikTok. Thank you all who are here. Please make sure you comment. Hello, friends. How are you? Y'all are joining this early morning. Appreciate you all being here. Make sure you like the live, comment, so I know you're in the room. And if you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. So we're going to get started in a second. This is my go live and monetize your expertise. Hello, William. Thank you for the hearts. Appreciate your friends. Thank you so much. Let me know if you have any questions. My moderator, her name is Yes Michelle Crochets. She may join us. But if not, you guys got me, and just behave. Just behave, so I don't have to put you in timeout. But definitely like, comment, share, subscribe. And if you subscribe to my channel and put a comment in one of my shorts or long form videos, I will go to your channel, put a comment, like, and subscribe to your channel. So we're all growing. My moderator, Yes Michelle Crochet, she does the same. She is there to support you. She's my coach. She helps me in terms of building my channel out. So definitely, if you have time to do so, feel free to go over there and like both of our pages, comments. And if you go to her page, say, Dr. Lisa sent you. Okay, so this is my level up conversation. So when I'm connecting here, I'm talking about going live, monetizing your expertise. I want you to be intentional about how you are supporting your community. You guys are hearing my raspy voice this morning. Thank you so much, Isaiah. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Let's make sure. I want to make sure you're seeing the chat. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, friend. We're going to have to hide some of your comments, though. I may have to put you in timeout, friend. just for the sake of my sanity. You may not have meant to do anything inappropriate. I was like, comments are commenting. So Feel free to comment, but comment appropriately, just so I make sure that I am not having to do double duty on my YouTube as I go live, also co-stream. So I go live over here as well. So yes, please be respectful. All right, friends. Let's see. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions though. Interesting. Hello, friends. Thank you so much. Please continue to go watch the live and let me know if you have any questions. I'm about to go live in just a few minutes. Appreciate you all joining and go live now. Good morning, TikTok. It is Dr. Lisa Launch Your Income. Let me know if you have any questions. We are going to get started. Turn this light up. There we go. Just a little bit more light. How are you doing? This is my Go Live with ease and confidence. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you both being here. We're going to get started so that I can support the live and answer any questions. So um, thank you all. How you doing, Terry? How are you, friend? This is my Monetize Your Expertise. We're going to go live and we're talking about how do you level up, how do you talk to your audience, whether you have a physical product, digital product, consultations. I want you to go live with confidence. So come on in, friends. Let me know if you have any specific questions too. Hello, Rosa. How are you, friend? How are you doing? Appreciate you being here. Um, please comment. You guys are hearing the morning voice. So please comment and like the live. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you all being here. We're getting started. This is my Go Live with Ease and Confidence. Sweet Tea, how are you, friend? Thank you for being here. How are you? And so let me know. Dana D, how are you? Let me know where you're from. And if you're new to my live, come on in. We're going to get to chatting. So this is my Go Live with Ease. I'm sorry, my Go Live with Monetize Your Expertise. But it is a level up conversation. How you doing? Just fabulous, fashionable. How you doing? I got to get used to your new name because I'm going to say Coach Miss Jessie. And that's the one that rolls off my tongue. How you doing? Hi, Tennessee here. Morning. How are you, friend? Dana D. Thank you so much. How you doing, Happy? I appreciate you joining. Thank you so much. Mimi T Boom Boom. That's a cute name. How are you, friend? Come on in. We're gonna get started. So again, this is my level up conversation. So I'm focused on how do you monetize your expertise? How do you do this in a way that you are talking to your target audience? Denise, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Happy. Hi, I love Dr. Lisa and everyone. Appreciate you all. You guys, I have not had my coffee. My voice is acting up this morning. So it is going to be an interesting conversation. So thank you all for coming in. Faith, Brandy, Asaya, come in. Yorkie, thank you so much. Diamond, how are you? So come on in. This is my Go Live, Monetize Your Expertise conversation. I talk about how do you make sure you're talking to your target audience. Thank you so much for the likes, friends. Definitely like the live, share out the live. We're gonna get to talking. I appreciate you all coming in. And then you know I co-stream on the YT. So I'm here doing that. So anyone who's in the chat, make sure you put a comment. Just say hi, good morning. Thank you so much for joining, friends. Hey everyone, happy sweet Saturday. Love that. Get you some coffee. I know, I need some coffee. TikTok won't let me drink on the screen. Luna, how are you? Good morning. I need some coffee, y'all. I got up and I was like, oh gosh, my time got away from me. So before I knew it, it was time to go live, y'all. And I have not had coffee. So we'll see how this conversation goes. Carolyn, how are you? Thank you for joining. So hopefully it goes fine. Thank you all for following the live host. My newbies, if you're in the room and haven't followed me, please follow me. And then if you haven't done your daily heart me, click the daily heart me and get your daily heart me in. Tashana, thank you so much, friend. Thank you for the daily heart me. So TikTok is going to give us a flash goal soon. What they typically do, it's been the daily heart me, y'all. I don't know what TikTok is thinking, but people who come in my room, they typically know. You come in, you click the daily heart me, you say your good morning, your hello, all the greetings, and we get started. Okay, so I want to, but if you are new and new to going live, what I typically talk about is making sure you go live and you know how to engage properly as a viewer, because this room is made up of future live hosts or people who are already going live. And so when you're going live, you want to actively tell your audience how to support the live, how to support you in this process. So that's important. Evelyn, thank you for joining. Crab, thank you for joining. I love the name. And so part of it is in the beginning of your live, you want to make sure people are liking the live. How you doing? Is it Blandy? Thank you so much for joining. Um, you want to make sure people are liking the live. So right now, we don't have quite 1,000 likes yet. So tap in the screen. Thank you so much for the rose, friend. Leanne, thank you for flying in. I see you. Deneen, how are you, friend? Appreciate you joining. Good. How are you, friend? Thank you so much. Um, they, oh, I can tap, girl. Yeah, I got you. Yes. Yes, you are tapping that screen. You are saying, I like what I'm hearing. I like what's being shared. Thank you for the roses and the popular votes. That's what we're doing. So we're going to tap the screen. And so we got 1K likes. Here's what you want to do. As you tap the screen, you will see where that heart pops up under my name and it gets fatter. And that heart actually will start having a line that crawls across. And then as that line crawls across to the end, and you're tapping the screen consistently, you tap, 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 what will happen is that heart gets fatter, confetti will start percolating out of it, those little confetti dots, and then when you release and let go, confetti will fall on the screen. You see it, I don't see it. So I say that because I want you guys to engage, because TikTok gives you points for that. I say it all the time. When you come to someone's live, you are engaging. You are in a relationship, okay? So it's a relationship between you and me and TikTok. So you're in a threesome. And so because of that relationship, you are liking the screen. You are commenting. TikTok gives you points for that engagement. So you'll see up here where my numbers are growing. If you click those numbers, go from live to live and try to help support. There we go, Jess. Appreciate your friend. And so as you click that number up there, it actually tells you who are top viewers. Thank you, Tashana. Who are top viewers, and then there's a question mark. I say always go to the question mark. Those top viewers, they're engaging because they're liking a live. They shared out the live. They're commenting, and they're doing the gifting. You get a point for every gift that you send. So you want to engage, okay? You want to be an active engager. I don't want you to sit back and just watch. No, you are tapping the screen. You are commenting. So when I ask questions like, who's new to my room? Who's a live host? Because I'm going to ask that. Who's a live host? If you are going live, put it in the chat. Tell me what your time zone, topic. Let us see who's in the room. Thank you, Coach Miss Jessie. I see your friend, just fashionable right now. Appreciate you. And congratulations on that TTS. Hello, Nika, Grace. How are you? Thank you so much, Paula. Thank you for joining. Steph, Wealth and Wellness. Thank you for liking the live. Deanne, thank you for liking the live. So yeah, that's what you're doing. You're actively engaging. That helps to activate the room. The support that's coming in, it supports the live. And then TikTok sees that engagement, sees those likes. So right now we just have 2,000.4, but TikTok sees those likes, sees the daily heart rate. Thank you. You're welcome. Sees all of that, and you're tapping, and more people come into the live, more engagement happens. All that is part of how you activate the live. Thank you so much, Nika. I appreciate your friend. And so, as you are going live, you want your audience to do that for you because it will activate your live. Okay? So, that is important that you share how to do it, because you'll notice a lot of people will come in your live and they'll say good morning, they'll say hello, they'll say a few comments, but they may not have the blue box. And so if they don't have the blue box, then again, they're still learning how to go live and how to properly support, because that blue box helps you level up. And so as you're engaging, you want to make sure you have all the support. Back at love your sessions. Thank you, CJ. How are you, friend? Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. And so all that engagement matters, all the likes that are happening. I love that. You know what, guys? The hearts. Did the hearts just come back red again? Did you guys see that? Let me know if you see that. I wonder if that was part of just a May thing that was happening. Interesting. I set out to achieve my goals and reach them under 30 days, friend. Yes. It wasn't like that yesterday. So that's something new. The hearts are red. Yeah. All was that all of May? Hmm. TikTok, you're playing with us. How you doing, Luna? Thank you so much. Yeah, TikTok is playing games. Look at here. So our hearts are back. Interesting. I wonder if that was like a fan club thing. I wonder. It's still May. It is still May, isn't it? Today is the last day. I don't know. Anybody notice that? Who's gone live already? Were your hearts red, or is it just my live? I'm intrigued. Why did TikTok change us back? Thank you. Look at you reaching level 12, friends. Love that. Okay, I gotta share out my live. We're gonna share out the live, friends. Let me share. Okay, so if you're new to my live, thank you so much, all who are coming in. If you're new to my live, I say there's a thing called the power share. So when you share out the live, you are pressing down on my nose or my glasses, anywhere in the center of the screen. You press down and you can send the live to your followers, your friends in bulk, so that they know you are here, you are engaging. So it is a way for you to show support to the live, and you can send the live out that way. And so I always send my live out to my top supporters and you guys, and many of you are in the room already, and you're like, oh, don't Elisa send me a share. So yeah, you want to send it out that way as well. Let's see. There's the light. Hello, Jessica. Thank you so much for liking the live. That's that effect to get brighter that way. Thank you so much. All are who in the room, and then sound effects back. Okay, I'm trying to get my screen set up. There we go. Did I get the tablet holder? You know what, Jess? The tabletop one, um, I didn't order. I went back to look at it, and I didn't order because I had too many choices. So when I looked at it, I was like, let me just get the stand. And then the tabletop, there was two different choices. I need to go back. There's one I think I'm gonna get, because there's one that has the phone high and the tablet can come here. So they're on the same stand. So I think that's the one I'm gonna go to. There was one that had them side by side, and I think I needed a bar in the middle. So I have to go back and read that one, because I was in. It was between those two. It was those two choices. So I need to go back and read them. But I think time got away from me, so I never put it in the cart. So I never picked. And I thought I had picked. I hadn't. I had not picked. It was between those two. So now when I went back, because I actually went back yesterday to say, oh, well, when is it coming? It hasn't come yet. I never picked it. So now I need to go pick. So I will do that, because I was meeting with, yes, Michelle Crochet. She's my moderator. So I was meeting with her, and I said, I don't know when my stand's coming. And that's when I found out I never picked. And so we talked about it, but I never went back to pick still. So I need to go back and do that. Thank you all. Thank you. How you doing, Betsy? You all are coming in. I appreciate you. We're going to get to sharing out the live. Good morning. Good morning. How is everyone doing? So we'll share out the live. Hold on. I saw that one. That one breaks down to like a tripod. The one for which one? The one that's side to side? I don't know. I don't think so. None of them had a tripod stand. I don't think the ones I was looking at. So I'm gonna have to go back and look. But no, these were, one had a flat base because the iPad sat on that base, and then the other one had an elevated. I mean, the phone was an elevated clip. So it was almost like a pole in the middle and a flat base, similar to almost like the stand. And then the other one had a rod that was the package. And then you attached it to something. And you attached it to maybe a tripod. You're right, maybe a tripod. It was something that you had to attach it to. That's why I was like, oh, do I want that? Thank you, Regina. How are you, friend? Thank you so much. Appreciate your friend. So you're right. It must have been a tripod that it was on display, but that didn't come with it. So that's why I was like, oh, well, what? So it was a whole question. So I need to go back and read and look at it. Thank you all for sharing out the live. I appreciate you all. Appreciate the support. Queen Styles, thank you for joining. I see you. CJ, thank you for liking the live. So we're just getting started. TikTok did not give us our flash code yet either. Just want to make sure we got that if I didn't see it. I don't think I saw it. So yeah. So no, I did not get it. I was intrigued that we got the hearts back also. So you guys see that the hearts are back. We are still in the month of May. So I'm not sure why the hearts came back. Thank you so much. I'm always interested to see, okay, there's the flash code. I'm always interested to see how TikTok is operating. So we have that back. Hello. And then we got heart puffs. I appreciate you all being here. We got the heart puffs for the goal. Deneen, thank you so much for joining. I see you liking a live. So we'll get started in a second. Appreciate it. Let me know if you guys have questions. Yesterday, I took the topic along the lines of branding. I think I'm going to take the topic in a slightly different direction today. Let me know if you have questions though, because I want to make sure that you guys are. So again, this is my level up conversation. So any newbies in the room, if you are new to my live, let me know. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about engagement with your audience though, because I think that is something where we're seeing it come out organization. You said that's the topic. You need help with organization. I'm laughing. But I hear you, friend, because I need help too, but I'm still going at it. You say yes. Here's what happens. One thing that you want to do is, I told my husband, he works in education. Hello, how are you, friend? He works in education, so he has the next 2 months off. So there's projects that he has for himself. And I said, you just need to write your projects down. And then obviously prioritize the ones that you want to get done now, that you need to get done now. But just write them down, just so that you can say, well, between June and July, these are the 5, 6 things I want to accomplish. And like, how do you prioritize that? Now, for you, when it comes to content creation, it comes to going live, it comes to maybe doing some homework because you're trying to set up your back end systems, you're going to have to break it down even further. So all those things are important to continue to do. Content, you may have to build in a day where you're doing your content and you're maybe batch contenting. So that's probably a good tip for trying to fit it all in. You say yes. So your batch content, and maybe it's content that you're doing 5, 6 pieces of content, but it's in that day, and maybe you don't post every single day. Maybe you post something in your story as an alternative, so you can just have something else that's being done to kind of reach out to your followers, making sure you're still there. So you don't have to post every single day. I mean, that is the recommendation, but your post can be stories. It can be a note. It can be your full video post content. So you can do a variety of things, but that is considered posting. Okay? So batch content might be a good tip. It also, hello, how you doing, Holla Q? You also want to sit down and do your homework. So when it comes to homework is when you're looking at the different programs that you have. And I know, Betsy, you have a couple. You have maybe 3 or 4. But looking at those programs to see, okay, what do you want to work on today? How do you get started? So I know, and we could talk about UBC because I know UBC very, very intimately. But when it comes to UBC, it may be the Get Started, the mindset course that they have. It may be looking at the digital marketing course that they offer, so how to set up your own products. It may be how you add the products to your stand store, beacon, or whatever. So I would say sit down, set that up, and do your homework daily. So for my newbies in the room, it may mean that you are doing your homework where you are sitting up and setting up your back end systems an hour each day. You do something for your back end systems. So that may be looking at a course in a module and then following whatever recommendations they offer in that module. You set that up. So it may take you an hour. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. But an hour a day that you're doing back end work, some of that strategy work, and then you're doing your content. You pick a day for posting, and then if you are going to do some engagement, you know you're going to do some engagement. You know you're going to look in people's content and comment and watch stuff. Maybe that's 30 minutes. And then when you go live, especially for my newbies, just go live for 30 minutes. Okay? So that's what you do. Just go live for 30 minutes just to make sure you're getting as much exposure here as well, and you're building up your followers. Okay? You're welcome, friend. I know it's hard. I don't know. I know it's hard to keep up with, but you're close to retirement. So you'll have the time available to do it. Thanks for all the good tips. You're welcome, Tashana. I appreciate your friend. You're welcome. So I was going to talk also when it comes to your audience. Whoop. Yes. Friends that are coming in, Mr. Radio, appreciate you joining. Thank you so much. All who have come in, if you are new to my live, please let me know. Say, I'm new, I'm new, I'm new. Um, and then I want to talk to you all because what I know, because I visit different lives and I see different people's ways of operating. And I think recognizing your audience, no matter who they are, you have new people coming in all the time, and then you have your supporters. And support comes in so many different ways. So you don't want to make people feel as if they don't matter, that they are not seen and heard. You want to make sure people see you, and or you see people and they feel like their voice is heard. So when you start alienating people, that's when you start losing your followers. Okay? So I've had some stories lately. So I bring it to this room because my 4 o'clock, my people are nervous, scared, shy, all the things. So that's a different conversation. This is my conversation for people who are like, okay, I'm going live and I'm trying to build a community. To build a community means that you have to be supportive of everybody, no matter who they are. Okay? And you add a little extra love to your subscribers, that's fine. But at the same time, everybody who's new may become a subscriber. Everybody who's in your room watching may continue their subscription. And so you got to realize that you are here to support everybody in your live session. Now, when I say you're talking to everybody, eh, that's a different conversation because your topic is for people who want your information, who want your topic. But if they stop to go come in your room, then at the end of the day, they're interested in what you have to offer. They're interested in what you're sharing. So you want to make sure you are supporting them. So what I've heard, I mean, I've had some conversations with. I talk to you guys, some of you guys offline. Obviously, you guys are booking one-on-ones. You're the only subscription. I keep everyone. Oh, look at you, Betsy. I appreciate you, friend. Thank you for that. Hi, hello. How are you? Heart and joy. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Tashana. I see your friend. Thank you so much for that. Um, so what's happened though? Honestly, I've heard some stories where people. So, and I get it. That's all. Everybody does their own way. So I'm not trying to say what people do is totally wrong. They have their own logic. What I like to teach is for people to go out there and you are making sure that you're building a community. And your community is built on people feeling supported and feeling heard. So there's a couple stories I've heard where people came back and said, hey, here's what happened in this room. Here's what I experienced. And I was like, wow, that people are out there doing that. So recognize, and again, this is where I'm like trying to make sure I'm helping you build your community in a way that is authentic to you, but also it is supporting people. And it has to be a room based on support. Even in specific niche, I have an option space for those outside of it who enjoy connecting with me. There we go. That's important. That is so important. What I've heard is that people came to a room, a couple different rooms. It's different scenarios. Well, they come to the room and they got kicked out if they weren't gifting. That's a no-no. You can't do that to people. I think it's a no-no. People do that, but I think it's a no-no. Because at the end of the day, support comes in different ways. Okay? Tapping the screen is support. Sharing out the live is support. Comment, yep, it happens. I know Shay's phrase, it happens. Yeah. Sharing out the live is support. All of that is support. So it just can't be predicated on gifting. And it just can't be predicated on only the subscribers. Because if that's the case, then you need to do a subscriber only live. Yikes, yeah. Only subscribers are the people you're talking to. You can't do that. That goes against getting new subscribers. Good morning, how you doing? User, I'm going to give you some homework, friend. I know this is a brand new account. You are looking, you're gonna have to optimize. You don't have the bio, the photo, the username of the or the unique username or the nickname. So you got homework. You got homework tonight. You want to get your page optimized so people can happily and actively engage with you, friend. But thank you for being in the room. Good morning, Shay Sprays. How are you, friend? Thank you so much, Holly Q. You're connecting. Yes. And so, as you're doing that, you want to make sure you are building a community that people feel supported, even people who don't have a bio, because you want to make sure that they know how to improve. I'm good. How are you? I'm doing good. I haven't had my coffee. My voice is like really hoarse this morning. So, we're going to see how long I can talk. Thank you all. Appreciate the heart puffs. Let's see. We got one more heart puffs, friend. I'm going to pin it. If you can send a heart puff and you haven't done it already, that'll help us achieve our flash goal. Thank you all for coming in. Grand Rising Lady Exclusive. How are you? Thank you so much. We got it. We got it. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much for supporting the live. Thank you so much. No, I know, no coffee. I got up and honestly, so this goes back to your comment, Betsy, in terms of organization. So I woke up, you know, my son, he wakes us up early. So got up, was chatting with him, getting stuff going. And I was like, I was going to try to post content before I went live. I got the video created, like did the video. I have to edit. So I didn't finish before going live. So I was like, oh, I didn't build in enough time. I think I started the video like 9:40. So that 20 minutes was not enough. So I did not get it out. I'm good. And you, Lady Exclusive, I'm great. Thank you for the sub stickers. I see your friend. I appreciate you. Thank you for bringing them out. I legit could not go live with no. I know it's hard. It is hard. And then my morning voice is still morning, morning voice, morning. And so it's real raspy, and I do not have my coffee yet. So I will get it together. But let me get back on my soapbox, because here's what I want you all to do, because I had to really think about this, because this was a conversation I had with somebody yesterday. I had to think about it because I know people run their rooms different ways. Good morning. How you doing? Skin Tea Spill. Appreciate you, friend. People run their rooms different ways. As you are running your room, though, I want you to all to recognize every person matters. Now, I'll tell you right now, the algorithm will change on you. You'll see that more people are not coming in your room. You have to engage outside the live, in content, connecting with people based on your topic, your niche, your audience. You got to do that research. You got to do that engagement. But when you come here as a live host, you got to do the engagement here as well. And you can't ignore people. So as you can tell, I always, if I don't see your comment, it's either A, the chat was chatting too fast for me and it got away from me, or TikTok is playing games, so you're getting filtered. Or, again, I might have just missed it. So I want to make sure that I see you. I appreciate everybody that's in the room. I support you. And that's how you have to do with your followers. I'm just going to say that because people don't do that all the time and people feel alienated. So you got to be careful with that, especially as you're thinking about your growth and how you're engaging properly. Give Dr. Lisa these tips. She's running Amazon coffee. Engagement matters today, y'all. Y'all gonna have to chat it up for me. Do all 3 of your boxes in each gift gallery box need to be filled in order to finish it? Yes. So in your gift gallery, yes. So my gift gallery, yes, my gift gallery is not filled. If it's not filled by Sunday, I didn't fill my gift gallery, you know. And so those are one of those things that you do as a live host. I'm going to say this out loud because I don't stress my gift gallery. And honestly, it's probably my bad because I probably do need to talk about it more. And I probably do need to talk about it more for you all because the gift gallery does help with your TikTok pushing out your live a little bit more. It does help with your ranking. So it does help with that as well because those gifts are helping you level up. So you're getting diamonds for those gifts. Now it does help the viewer because the viewer is also getting points for that engagement. You're leveling up. But yeah, if my gift gallery is not filled, then that also keeps you in your league. So when you think about people coming in and do your gift gallery each week, and really quickly, let me say this: the gift gallery, because I don't talk about it enough. The gift gallery is when you come in and click someone's photo, the live host photo, you can actually see they have a gift gallery. You can actually see that and you can see what they need to be have filled. And that's how you become the title gifter. So you get that purple. You said I never talk about mine. Yeah. It is something I probably should be talking about. Talking about it because I teach about it, but also I need to talk about it because I never get it filled because I don't talk about it. Um, and I think I've only gotten it filled. And in the times I've gone live, I think I can count on one hand that has been filled. And you know, obviously the lower bar, the lower level, those last three gifts are some higher ticket gifts. So again, it's one of those things where it depends on your viewers. My viewers are always fairly new. Look at you, CJ. You did your daily heart me. Awesome, awesome, friend. I was about to say, let's see. I think you got the daily heart me box. You don't have a blue box yet, so that's where you have to send. That's where you're gonna have to send a gift to get the blue box. But but yeah, so as you are going live, and if you have people in your room that are gifting like that, you might want to encourage the gift box, the gift gallery. Thank you so much, friends. And so as you send gifts, you become a title gifter for your participation in the gift gallery. Trying to manifest C League. Hey, it will happen, friend. It will happen. Momo Green, how are you? Good morning, friend. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Yes, if you put 25 and older, does that help the kids to stay out your live? Lady exclusive, you can put an audience control. I think it makes it 18 and older. So the audience control is what you want to click to keep the kids out your live. What do you mean by 25 and older? Are you talking about like a sticker or something? What were you saying to click? Because the audience control is for 18 years and older. I don't know of anything being for 25 and older. Let me know if there was something specifically referring to. Did somebody have like a banner or sticker or something that they said 25 on it? Is that what you're thinking? But the audience control, I think, I'm almost sure. I'm gonna click it actually just to be on the safe side. Oh, you know what? You don't see it when you're in your live. You see it after you set it. On the front end, when you set your title, click settings, scroll down, audience control is there. I don't see it in the live right now. Write it in your topic or something like that. Okay, yeah. So I mean, you could do that. You can say that, but there's actually a button you can press, toggle on, where it says audience control. So only 18 years and older are able to go to your live. So yeah, that's how you would have to do it. Good morning, all. Yeah. So how do you manifesting? What league are you in right now, friend? Because manifesting it's gonna happen. Now, what will need to happen for you? And this is, I'm not a big person on battles, so I'll say that first and foremost. I'm not a big battler. That's not what I'm focused on. Um, but it does help if you're looking to um, move up in the rankings, especially if you have a room that's not built on people gifting as much as they could or should in terms of their engagement. So you would have to do that to really see that push. Or you would have to do like a special event where again there's this conversation, maybe it's a box multi-guest event, and you're coordinating it where people are coming and they're coming to support in different ways. People do the box battles, but I've seen different ways of people doing it when maybe there's a talent show or a conversation or people are sharing some information. So people are gifting a little bit more. As a host, you get a percentage of those gifts as well. So that's all percentage of people can come into your room. If you put on the audience control, Nika Grace, you will filter out under 18. So it's not necessarily the majority, but you will filter out the underage people. So it just depends on your topic. So my topic, anyway, because of my engagement strategy, I don't get a lot of kids. If they're underage, I mean they haven't communicated that. So I get an audience that's a little bit more Gen X, Boomer, those type of age groups, Millennials. I'm not getting under 18 because my topic doesn't necessarily warrant that age group. um, let's see, lady exclusive. Hold on one second. Your question: how long do you have to collect your points after you leave a live? I was told 24 hours. Um, I was told, lady exclusive, for the Daily Heart Me, I was told you had until that live ended. That's what I was told. So if you left the room and that live is still going on, you can go back to that live, collect your points. I did it for a live I went to that I forgot that I didn't collect my points. So I went back into it and collected my points and it was there. So I did it before, but I heard that the live couldn't end. But let me know if you heard 24 hours. I think you have to go back to that same live. It says I'm 3 shields away from C5. Look at you. That's good. I mean, seriously. Now, what's happened for me with the C leagues, I have to admit, and I wasn't battling, but my room it was a lot more engagement, a lot of more people in the room and stuff. The C's, I stayed in C2 and C3, and now C1. I was in C2 for all of April, part of March, much of April. I moved to I was in C3 for part of March, much of April. I went to C2. I got through C2 pretty quickly, and then I went to C1. I've been in C1 most of May. So imagine each C level, once you get up to those higher C's, depending on how your room is operating, depending on what's going on, it may take you a whole month to get out of each league at that point, depending on how your room is operating. So I'm afraid to go live because I feel like it exposes you to too many violations. Mary Ann, no, not really. Depends on your live topic. No. You got 24 violations before you get banned, but it depends on your live topic. It depends on what you're doing. Like, knock on wood. I'm knocking on this desk. I'm knocking on this desk. For this topic, for these lives, I got a warning because I played music during a sub live. I have not gotten a violation. Now I got a violation on my TikTok shop. I did get one there that I'm trying to get rid of. But yes, I've gotten one over there. I got a warning over here for TikTok shop. That wasn't a violation. Actually, I take that back. It was. And I appealed it and I got it approved. So I did. But it was also TikTok shop related because I did it on this live. So yeah, when you pin a product and you don't unpin it in time and you start talking, because I was just talking because I had it pinned, I got in trouble for that. So I was like, oh, I didn't realize I had it still pinned. And so that's something you got to be careful with. Yes, TikTok will not let them come into the room, I think, Nika Grace. Yeah, TikTok won't let them come in the room. On your post, if people are advertising or asking you to do things, should I delete them? Will it suppress your views, lady exclusive? You know what? On your content post, I don't necessarily delete those people. I've had some people that come in that will ask about you being a brand ambassador, something like that. So I don't delete them. I haven't heard that it suppresses your views. I do know you can delete them though. You can block and delete them. Like if you press the reply button under their comment, it pops up the screen for you to remove that comment. I think you can also swipe the comment and it gives you options to delete it. You said my room dropped in numbers. Yeah, my room has dropped too. Obviously, I was doing some TikTok shop stuff that I think has gotten the algorithm confused. I also, Lady Exclusive, I also had to the other day update my app. So I will tell you to do that. I was glitching a lot. So I will say go and see if your app needs to be updated. So yeah. Um, let's see, friends. Let's see. Thank you all for who are coming in from FYI. Good questions. Yeah. I mean, y'all are giving some good questions. Y'all are giving. Giving some really good questions. Y'all making me think. Hold on one second. Thank you all for liking the live, sharing out the live. I appreciate you all. Let's see. Let me know also, since we don't have a huge room, I'm happy. If anybody wants to come up as a guest and ask questions, we can do that as well. So let me know if you want to come up as a guest. So, and ask any questions that way. Yes, thank you, Pure Gold. Yes, thank you, Pure Gold. Yes, appreciate you. Happy Saturday, everybody. Happy Saturday. Thank you. Please explain more on that. What did I say? Holly Q, what was I talking about when you asked me to expound more on that? What was that question, friend? I never talk about mine. Expound more on, what was I talking about? Was I talking about the gift gallery? Was I talking about the league? What was I talking about? The comments got away from me for a second. If you put 25 and older, does that help? Okay, yeah, that was that question. I think I was talking about the league. So only a small percentage of people come in. Okay, yeah, so I'm back here. And in the violations, yeah, so don't worry about violations. You can't drink on the live, which is why I'm not drinking coffee right now. You can't do that. You got to be careful. You got to make sure that you don't say any words that could be a violation word. So you got to be careful when you're talking about like substances, illegal, illicit substances. Don't use those words to describe them or their names. I would say don't do that. You can turn on your content disclosure. That could potentially help you with a little bit more leeway to talk about things, especially brands and stuff. So it gives you a little bit more flexibility in that way. So that can help. It said it lasts 24 hours if you have to go back to the person to get the the daily heart me if you forgot to clear. So what do you mean? So let's go back. Mariexa, if you click the daily heart me, the live ends. You come back the next day. Your points are there. If they come back to the live, like how do you collect them from the person if they're not live? Maybe I don't understand that piece. I heard birth, not sure which one. I would never put that on. I know, I don't know what that means. What does that mean? I miss my room dropped in numbers, yes. Not at all. You guys, I appreciate you. Thank you, Miss Darlene. I see you. So many rules. It is some rules. You get used to them though. Good morning, everyone. Who do you can contact if your appeal is denied, but it still isn't accurate? My agency. Your agency. Your agency. So, for example, are you talking about TikTok shop? Let me know if that's what you're talking about. The streets new. Sarah, how are you? The streets new. What happened? See, y'all, I'm talking in sound bites. I'm missing what I'm saying. Can you double stream? I am co-streaming. You did the gift gallery and lead. You covered it all. Okay, appreciate it. You share the live feature is new. Share the live feature. Share the live feature. What do you mean share the live? Where's share the live feature? You guys see something I don't see. Because where I share with the arrow, there's something new there. Let me see. Somebody may have to come up and explain it to me. How do we upgrade the TikTok app? Oh, how do you update your app? You go to your app store. If you got Apple, go to the Apple or Google Play. Yeah. Yeah, so you just go to the store where you download the app, go back there, go to TikTok, and it says update. Can you drink water? No, you got to drink off the screen. You can't drink water. They don't know what's in the cup. If you have, I did hear if you have 18 that audience control on, maybe you can drink that way. But for the most part, you got to drink off the app. So annoying, can't enjoy morning coffee on live with my community. You maybe if you have the 18 and older on potentially, um, I don't know if I would risk it, but you probably could do it. My post in my lives, share the live feature. Is that what you're talking about? Hello, digital. Appreciate your thing, friend. Thank you so much. The room doesn't do it, but a high percentage of cursing, eating, drinking. Um, this room doesn't do it, and drinking, unbelievable. You know what? Like I said, maybe they have their audience control on. That's the only thing I can think of. Maybe they have the audience control where it's only 18 and older that can be in the room. That's the only thing I can think of. Or they're just getting violations and they don't care. He's like, I don't care. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna do everything I want to do. Violate me. So it could be very well that type of attitude. But um, yes, you get points for sharing the live. You get points for sharing the live. Um, oh, are you saying where is it at? Is it up here? And where the question mark? Let me see. Let's see. It says likes, comments, gift, watch, viewers, send more likes, comments, gifts, higher ranking. Um, does it say it? Let me say this. Does it say it? Yes. Does it say it, Sarah? I'm curious now. So definitely, it's in the Heart Me. I was about to say that. Is it in the Heart Me? Thank you. It's in the fan club. That's what I was trying to think of the name. It's up there. So it's up there now. Okay, that's look at you, TikTok. I think it was 30 points. Look at you. TikTok, give these people some points. Well, I was saying earlier, the hearts came back. So they got rid of the crowns and the blowhorns and all that other stuff. So now they have the daily heart me. So the heart buttons. Let me know if you guys see that on your end when you go live because this is just popped up today. Do you reduce the risk of violations if you block 18 years and older? Do you reduce the risk of violations? Potentially, it depends on your room. It depends on your room and what your topic is, David. So if you are doing something that is for a more mature audience in a conversation for a more mature audience, I think that is something you want to turn on the audience control. And so turn on that and turn on your content disclosure. Between the two things, you said I came up. Let's see, Jesse. Okay, I'm accepting you now. So between those two things, that should help. Hello, Coach Miss Jessie. How are you, friend? Let's see. Let me turn this. Hello. Good morning. Okay. Mm. Right.
second account. And then I noticed like it's the people with like bigger accounts,
Mm-hmm.
um, that it gives you that opportunity right there in the fan club to put the notification on. And then it tells you about the sharing, so you can go and share. And when you do that, you see your points in the club already going up. And of course, that tells you to go back in there to claim it, so you can get the check mark,
Right.
that you're doing. And it also right there tells you like how far you are, to gaining, the next level, your blue card, your blue box. um so, and last night I was on late on my live, so the all the little things that was on, when you hit the like, that was still there last night. So
Okay.
I don't know if it somehow changed overnight, back to the hearts, but it was there last night.
Right. Right. Yeah, I did my shoppable and it was on it last night too. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah,
Jamie
and then
Lee said. Jamie Lee said in her comment that the bell setting, that notification is for a room that you visit the most. So it's for. I think that's why that shows up.
oh really?
Yeah. I don't know if that's.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't notice it, like, to say if they. No, actually, no.
You visit me pretty often. Is it in there for me?
No. I don't think I'm gonna see it when I go to. I'm gonna go with Coaching with Miss Jessie and see.
Okay.
But I actually, for that notification bell, no, because I went to a new account yesterday.
Oh, it was on
So when
there.
I no, and I did just came up with the FYP. So I went in there to hit my daily heart me and all of that, and the bell was there for their room.
Okay.
But they also had a room that had like 200 people in there.
Mm.
And it was my first time, so I just put the notification on anyway, because I wanted to see, what this room is really all about. But it was my first time in their room, so and the bell was there. So I think it's for accounts that has some either higher numbers, or I don't know, but I definitely don't think it's like for. I mean, not that I'm not important, but it's not in there for me.
I think
Um,
what Jamie is saying, I think she's saying the opposite. It's based on you, not the room. So
oh,
she said because I got it on my second account and I only have 300 followers.
well, I don't know. I just know that this guy that I found on the FYP yesterday, that was my very first time in his room, and the bell was there. But
Mm.
then there's other people that I went, and I know I go to their room,
And you didn't
and
see
the
the bell.
bell,
It could be
no,
a very well. It could be just like these hearts are changing. It could be a new feature where the bell is there moving
yeah.
forward. Maybe it's
Or
there.
maybe it didn't make it to everybody's account yet.
Yeah.
Who knows? They might have been. They could be doing it in waves, because I feel like TikTok is making changes in real time, because there are things that that I noticed with the glitching and stuff like that, and I feel like they're making updates periodically, and when they are doing it, it impacts our account, especially if you like live and you notice it, because you like, that what just happened,
Mm-hmm.
my yeah, last night my thing just froze in the middle of
Mm.
the live.
Oh wow.
It just went on pause. So they were like, even though I said, well, maybe it's the Lord speaking, it's time for me to log off, because I kept saying I'm tired. And I was like, oh, okay. And another thing that I noticed was, how the room don't pick up until about sometime an hour. You like, I'm about to log off,
Right.
and then somehow the people start coming in. So we were testing this out in real time. So I was with some in a room that had like the co-host. She was teaching us how to battle, so we could learn. And then the lady that she brought to the co-host, she said, "Man, I was supposed to be off of here like over an hour ago." She said, "But every time I say, okay, guys, I'm finna log off," she said, "Mad people started coming in the room." She said, "I think it has something to think with like TikTok hearing you about to log off, and they won't want you to come in your room." So she said she kept getting an influx of people. So I was like, I'm gonna test it out, so I'm
It
finna log
does.
off so that the people, let TikTok hear that I'm about to get out and bring more people in. But I don't know if that's true or not. That was just what she said. Um, and also with the
Well, I was gonna say I think that is true too. People in the chat is saying there's something to that. That happened to me. I believe it was yesterday, and I was like, okay, I'm about to get off, and more people were coming in the room. So
yeah,
I do think there is something to that. So yeah.
I'm gonna start saying it the first time.
I don't know if you can say it that early, but you're right. Maybe 30 minutes in, you're like, okay, guys, I'm gonna leave now.
And the other thing that she said to encourage, like how you were saying with the battle. So a few things with that I learned. So if you are looking to battle someone, and they have that 18 over on, you can't battle them because that cannot be tackled on their end, and you able to see it. So when you see that, you have to be like, okay, I cannot battle with you. TikTok does not want you to battle someone that has the 18 and over toggle on.
Okay, wait a
So
minute. So say that again. So I have it cut on. You want to battle. You're over 18. You couldn't battle? Or I couldn't battle? What are you saying? Or
well, like, okay, if I came on, like right now, you accepted me as a co-host or whatever, and let's say we say let's battle because I have the 18 and over thing on.
mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be able to battle you. I would have to go back and take it off, and then we can battle. That one was something I learned in Black Taboo's room. She was looking for someone to battle, and she found somebody. And she was like, oh yeah, I can't battle you because you have the 18 and over toggle on, and so that would have to be off. Um, but a few things I learned in that too is that you can do friendly battles. How you was just talking about going to the next level with the C.
Mm-hmm. With the
So
ranking. Mm-hmm.
it
Really?
doesn't always have to be, an aggressive battling and all of that. And the other thing is, let's just say you don't want to battle, but you still want to be able to gain some points to go to the next level. You can do the one that's the game. I forgot what it's called. It's like a bubble game. It's like with beans. The beans. It's a game that you can play. So she did that. So instead of battling, it was the game, and you had the same 5 minutes to with your opponent, but she did it as a teaching tool so that you see what it's like to just have friendly things and not necessarily aggressiveness of like or feeling all that pressure of you sweating and who got a glove and it just could be like friendly things that still helps your accounts to build up. So
I like that.
one of the recommendations, like maybe doing that if you can once a week or once a month, but it helps your account and of course the person's account to grow. As friendly stuff, like I think how you did a couple weeks ago
The
with
box battle?
yeah, you did the group box, right?
I think so. I had the multiple people up there and we did an elimination.
Okay, yeah, so that's the group box battle. So yeah, so she said you can kind of like do those things, just on a friendly strength, so you don't have to be like all up engaged into the battle world and all of that. Just do it with your friend, If I wanted to do it with you, which I don't, just another way to keep your account, building it up, being a strategic tool to help your account. So I'm trying to think of a few things that I've learned this week just out here in these streets. But I've learned not to just be out here in the streets. I went in the streets to really learn. So Black Top People is so late for me.
Yeah,
But
that's the only thing with her room. Her room is so late for me as well. But I love
yeah,
it every time I go.
yeah. So this week I sacrificed going there like every day, and like I was like, oh my god, I'm like a zombie, right, with the fire in my eyes. But I learned so much from her room, and I was in the subscriber only chat
Okay.
room teach us a lot of intimate tools. And then she actually did the wording for me like how you did. And she gave me feedback on like the music in your videos and the hooks.
Yeah. Right.
Your body is a hook. I was like, wait, what? But she showed us how to do it. So like just another form of a hook when you first like come in out of nowhere on the camera, you just pop up and say, "Hey, listen, wait." And
Right.
she's like, "That's a hook. You just popped up out of nowhere and boom." And so those are kind of stuff I learned. So I thought they were really good things. And so of course I want to share it with this room because this is like my home.
Appreciate you, friend.
So yeah, that's what some of the stuff I picked up. I don't know if anybody was asking anything about it. Is the bean game that has a I don't know actually because all I saw was like very colorful and you doing it with like your hand. So you catching the beans in your hand, but it was so fun and it was like the beans are colorful and people are still gifting while they're doing that. So, but it's not like how you like, oh, I need a galaxy, I need a this. If people give that, that's fine, but it wasn't that same pressure. But it was still giving you points. It was still giving you coins. And you were both like having fun and laughing, and like it's like a game, but it's in a game of the same style as a one-on-one battle. But it's just different feel to it. And number one, it was like just like a friendly, thing to do to up both of your accounts. And also, she used it as a teaching tool because it was her first time doing it. She had never played that bean game before. She won, but but yeah,
I'm
that's
looking.
that.
I was looking in the thing. I don't see. Let me see. I'm looking at the fun kit, and I was looking at the play. I don't see a game that would
I
that's
want to say
described as
that
like a bean game. I don't see anything that would fit that description.
it reminds me of the Tetris, but not is that Tetris? But not actually making the lines in that game, but like how little it looked like little rain, colorful balls falling,
Mm-hmm.
and you like in your hand trying to catch them. And so the more you catch them, the more points you get. But it's a fun thing. It just looked like it's like little balls falling down, and your whole idea is to catch it. The more you get, the better the scores go. But at the same time, your people in the room, they are participating. They're participating by still gifting, and but it's not like the level of the regular box battle pressure. So that was like a suggestion to just keep your account flowing,
Yeah.
moving, and you still elevating.
Yeah, I don't see anything. Well, yeah, somebody else will have to tell me what's the official name. So when you click inside as a live host, you see because I have you as a guest, another box popped up that says the playbook. And so the playbook, I'm assuming that's where it's like a whole list of different games are in here.
Yeah, I
Um,
know that you can see it when you first setting up because the person
okay.
that recorded her um came on to do a battle and instead he switched it to the game and she used
Mm,
it as a teaching tool. Now that I don't know how that happened.
mm,
Um and I also learned, how when you battling, you're able to see your opponent's numbers, and they can see your numbers. So there's a mist that you can use to kind of cover it at times so that they cannot see your points.
okay.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and there's two things. It was like one. I know one is the mist that you can use to kind of like block them from seeing what your numbers are, especially when you get too close to the end, and
Okay.
you don't want them to see what's going on in your room and things like that. And there was something else I learned about. Oh, like if your phone is one of your phones needs to be charged, and how to transfer your live to another phone while you are live. You literally transfer your live to a phone that's charged.
Yeah, I've done that before.
Yes, I learned how to do that. Something else I learned. Oh, the transferring your room to somebody else. Like she does it periodically. You transfer your room to one of your to whoever's live that you want to transfer your room to. And I seen Vicky do it too.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you essentially, with transferring a room, you would have somebody come on as a co-host, and then you just tell everybody to go over to that room. So they tag into that room.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So they
Mhm.
hit the watch now,
Mhm.
and then go there, and so that was cool. Um, and what else I learned? So those are some of the things that I did learn to help, just to help build the accounts up and stuff like that. So, since you were letting us up to share stuff, I figured let me come up and share.
All right.
Share. Sharing is caring.
So you said it's called Magic Mist in your backpack. That's what Mariex is saying. Mariex says, "Are you talking about the Bing game?" It's called. Oh, you're talking about the mist, though. That's what you know when Coach Miss Jessie was describing the misting screen. That's what you were talking about. But I don't see
Yeah.
the game that you're talking about. If you get a chance,
Ask her what's the name of the
yeah,
game because
'cause I don't see it.
I'll ask Sunflower. I asked her what's the name of that game. Um, she had never played it before, and I thought it was called the Bean Game, but
Mm-mm.
maybe not. And I don't know exactly what it was under because it wasn't her that requested it; it was the person.
Okay.
I'll find out what the name is.
Yeah, I don't see
But
anything.
it was very fun though. Because you actually yeah, they look kind of crazy because they were both trying to catch these little beans in their hands, and you like trying to like literally not let the beans fall or the balls fall, and then they're colorful and they make little noises and stuff. So it was a fun game, and it's the same amount of 5 minutes like how it is with a battle.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. All right, friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the nuggets you gave, all the gems. So yeah, we figure out that one. We can play it one day. Maybe I'm even thinking like Sundays. Sundays could be my day where I do a little bit more of the interaction because that's what I did that last time. So
Morning one, because I ain't here in the morning. Do it in the
doing the
afternoon.
afternoon at 4 o'clock. Okay, we'll
When I
do.
hope because you did the battle when I think I was at church.
Okay,
Yeah.
it was in the morning. Yep, it was.
You know,
It's called the
I,
Bean Game. Yeah, it's not showing up on my side. I don't see where the Bean Game. I click, I click the co-host, the guest button. There's a there's some click arounds in here where you get to the playbook. It's not in here for that, for me at least. I've been pressing the fun kit. I press the playbook. Yeah, there's a couple different options. I click more. I don't see it under there.
do you know how to find people to battle? You
Yeah, you click guess. If you click guess, you actually can see your viewers, and then it'll go. I'm sorry, you click host. So if I let you down, you gotta click host. It shows who were some people that are live for you from your friend group, and then it shows other people.
and then it tells you how many people I have in my room,
Yep,
right?
yep, yep. So all that's there, but I can't see that now because you're a guest. I have to go and click the host button. That's where you click
Okay.
that.
Okay. Yeah, of course it wouldn't be nothing because I'm not live. So because the person they were both live. So
Okay.
I don't know. I'm gonna ask her what's the name
So
of that
Nika
game.
Grace says she doesn't see it anymore. The people were playing it a couple weeks ago, and they were playing it quite a bit, but she doesn't see it being played anymore. So I don't know if it was just
Before. Well, this was on Thursday, so that we were playing it. Oh, look, we were playing. I wasn't doing it, but it was Thursday night. So it was Thursday. So I'll ask her what's to it so that maybe yeah we could play it as a fun game on Sundays because on Sundays she don't do lives but she's starting to do live like on a like a kind of a chill laid back Sunday. Um, so last Sunday was her first time doing it. So she's not teaching. She's just kind of hanging out. And then she brought people up to the panel to introduce them to the family. And I was one of the people. So she gave you a couple of minutes to say, hey, why do why do you get connected or why did you decide to be part of this community and stuff like that, which was nice because it allowed other people to get to know you and meet you. And then she had them go and follow you
Okay.
and things like that. And there was something else she did. She also did like the highest tapper, and she gifted them. She gives them at the end of at the end of every night. She gives out gifts to
Yeah.
people for the most tap. Usually it's for the most tap, and she gives them they get a lion. I was like, I'm gonna start using my little tapper, Jesus. But yeah, she put like two people of the highest tappers, and she gifted them a lion. Um, it's very nice. I love it in there.
Yeah.
It's just so late for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Yeah. She does a good job.
Yeah. So if anyone is looking for that kind of a late night vibe, if you want a Pacific time,
That's true.
it's a,
I didn't realize. So
very
she's West Coast. Is that what it is? Is that why she's
yeah
up so late?
yeah she's Pacific time.
Oh, okay. That makes sense
We'll
then.
probably call her
So
house the
that's not
last
late.
house on the
That's not
block.
late for her then. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, we'll call her the last house on the block because out of Tara and her, Tara is the daytime, which I found out Tara is actually was her coach. Tara is hitting 1 year next month that
Okay.
she's been live. So you kind of like go to Tara's room, and then later on, Tara comes to her room. So her house is the last house on the block.
So Nika, you said how do you know who's the highest tapper? Um, in your fan club, you can see people who have submitted taps and likes and comments and stuff like that. So you can
Yeah,
see that as the live host.
in the shares, all that. You
Mm-hmm.
can tell everything that somebody has done. And what she also did was, because she wanted us to make sure, like, when you're attaching yourself to, as you grow in your community, you want to make sure that you are with the right people. So, she's like, make sure you always go in that count where it says 20
Yeah, thank you,
and
Nene.
you check people information. You would have a chance to go through them and make sure that the right people you want to connect to. And when she was there,
Thank you,
and
friend.
she had so many people like at the end that was just sitting in the room. They hadn't tapped, they hadn't done nothing. They had just was in there. But I guess they weren't expecting her to go through that number. And she was like, "You guys are in here," and she was saying, "This is something that is better not to do. If you're gonna be in the room, at least tap the screen.
Right.
At least share the live." And she was like, "We don't." She's like, "I'm not that room where I'm like, you gotta gift me or whatever." She said, "But your support matters and your engagement matters. Just tapping the screen or just sharing it out, just saying hello in the comments to engage helps put out the live. And now they're doing hashtag FYF instead of the
FYP.
FYP.
Yeah, for you
Um,
feed. Yeah.
so she was like, at least you can just do that. So don't be like just sitting there and doing nothing. If you're learning or you're picking up what she's putting down, just tap the screen and put your engagement in the words in the comments because then people can connect with you. Otherwise, she's telling them like if it's just somebody sitting in the room and they haven't done anything, she don't want you to connect with those individuals because then they're not even willing to tap the screen or share the live or even engage. It's like she don't want people to say I was in taboo room and not connected to these people. That was just like so. She's like, I'm telling you that don't connect to them because they're not even engagers.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
can't put them out, but don't connect with them as a person that
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much why I talk about those blue boxes, because really that is an indicator, whether you like it or not. It's an indicator of how you are engaging, how much
Yeah.
you are supporting the room, the gifting that you're doing, the liking, the tapping. Those are people who come in a room, they understand how to support.
Right. And then she also did talk about like how you do with the teaching, because there are people who don't know,
Mm-hmm.
what to do. They don't even know about the blue bonds. They don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They just like, oh, I don't even know what I'm doing. So she said you always want to educate your room to
Yes.
let them know what to do and not assume that they are just like being
Yeah.
like not doing anything. She said, but then it's like, okay, if they still not doing nothing, there's nothing you can do about it, but it's just you educating them so that everybody know that's might be somebody who's brand new to TikTok. I remember being new. I ain't know either. So that's but look, you would have been like passing up on a good, a good person, a good connector. Because I am a good person, a good connector. No, but it's like you would automatically accidentally X people out
Yeah.
that just don't know, as opposed to, just you saying, you're in my room, you're not gifting, I'm blocking you. I'm gonna put you out. Like that's not the proper etiquette.
Not at all.
So
Not at all. Each one teach one. We got to make sure that people are, as much as possible, training up your community and your viewers. Because, I mean, now that I do the shoppable stuff, I'm seeing a lot of people come in and they don't have those boxes. They don't engage in that way. And not that they, I think some of it is that they don't understand how to. And then some of it is that, the way TikTok is operating, people just come in and just, they lurk. They don't comment, they don't hit the screen, and so I think people need to realize, like, if you're coming to someone's live, there is an expectation that you are gonna support the live in so many different ways, and it doesn't have to be monetarily. It's just you tapping the screen, you liking a live, you commenting here and there, sharing out the live. That's support. Watching is actually support too. I don't want to diminish that, because having
yeah,
people sit in your live and watch your live, I don't want to diminish that, but I think there is something to be said about people who will actually take that extra mile just to tap the screen or put a comment in. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Because also sometimes people are like watching and they might be like cooking
Right.
or they might,
Exactly. So that is supporting a lot too. Good
um,
afternoon, friends. Hi. Thank you, Coach Miss Jessie. I appreciate you, friend. Thank you
yes,
so
you're
much for
welcome.
all the nuggets and gems you gave. I appreciate you.
Thank
All
you.
right. Take care.
All right.
Bye bye. All right, friends. I gotta catch up on comments. I gotta wait for me for a second. Thank you all who came in. Make sure I'm answering questions. Yeah, so many people are watching. Yeah, yes, you're right. Watching, listening, and learning. Yep. So many fake. Oh, what Barbara? You said something about fake accounts. What do you mean, friend? Let me make sure. So many fake profiles and way too many asking for money. Yeah, there are a lot of. Well, I'm thinking those imposter accounts too. That's where my mind went when you said fake profiles. But yes, it's a lot of that. And they will go into your DMs and they're asking you for investing the cryptos. So I've had all those people too. And there are a lot of live hosts to your point. And I said this before, I think TikTok really should have rethought how they rolled out the Scale Live Rewards program, because I think that shifted the energy a little bit too as well. Because now people are like, oh, well, I need to make sure I hit my numbers of followers or how long I've gone live, or I'm trying to hit these other metrics when it comes to the daily heart me and stuff, as opposed to just saying, okay, the pressure from the live hosts, it shouldn't be this much pressure to make sure you're hitting all that. So when it was 50-50, you did your live, you supported your community, and you didn't see that level of begging and influence the way people were, or negative influence that people were doing or are doing. So I would say that's something that needs to be rethought in terms of how they operate. Um, I know how to fly a plane, but I don't know how, what a blue box was when I first started. Oh, it was funny. You said I could fly a plane, but I didn't know what that blue box was. And now you are flying in, friend, with your level 25. Good morning. How are you, Felicia? I appreciate you being here. Thank you for sharing this information. Yes, Life with Drea. How are you? Yes, Coach Miss Jessie. I really do appreciate that. Yeah. So the person she was talking about, I don't know if you caught her. The live host, her name is Black Taboo. So if people, if you know her, you know her. But if you don't know her, she wears the cute little colorful crochet hats and then like the seashell glasses. A lot of time that's her like her persona when she has that on for her live session. And she is in the evening. I want to say I'm East Coast. I think she comes on at 11 p.m. That's why I said she's late night for me. So the times I've caught her, I love going to her room, but I don't get catch her all the time. Um, you said speak. Let me know, lady exclusive. Were you trying to speak too? Let me know, friend. I see speak with a question mark. I think there's less gifting expectations on shopping live. Some people are just shopping all day. You're right. You're right. But that speaks to how they engage in other live sessions too. And to your point, maybe they are just shopping all day. But even that, I mean, you guys, people come to my live, you guys send the daily heart me, you do all that stuff. Thank you so much. You send all the daily heart me and the gifts and stuff. So I don't know. I just think to a certain extent, you should have coins on your account so you can participate in that way as well. So that's what I teach also. I don't want you all to think like, oh, you're just watching. But you could tap the screen, you could share out the live, you could do things like that. And even in a shoppable, that is all very helpful. All that works. But yeah, there is a different mindset when you go to shoppable lives. Um, all right, friends. Anybody else? Did you want to come up and share anything? Like I said, this was one of those lives where we were learning. I started off with a little bit of a kind of a soapbox because I had started hearing a lot about how people were alienating, for lack of a better word, their viewers and not making people feel fully supported. You say yes. Okay. Lady exclusive. Okay, I'm gonna send you an invite. So yeah, so I noticed that, so I just want to make sure I pointed that out. Hello, how are you, friend? Great, great. Thank you for joining.
No problem. I have a few questions.
Okay.
Yeah, let me see. Where do I start?
Girl, you sound like you got a whole notebook. You turning pages.
Okay. One, I want to know, like, how do you do the voiceovers?
Voiceovers for your
Like
content,
posts.
for your post. Oh, okay. So when you are in your content, there's it's the second image. Like, so now you're in the edit. You're on the screen. You hit the plus symbol, maybe that big red circle in the middle. You've clicked to the left, sorry, to the right. You added a photo, or maybe you are going to do the voice. Well, not the voice, because you said voice over. So maybe you added a video and you want to add voice over to that video. So now you click to the right, you added that video. So you have now this series of images on the right side. The second one, it looks like a little lopsided rectangle. It's like a offset rectangle, almost like a film reel. You click that, that takes you into the edit screen. On the edit screen at the bottom, you have all these different options for you to edit the video. You could clip it, you can do some splitting. You also have sound. If you click sound, it gives you three options. One is voiceover.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's how you do it in the app. Now, there's also TikTok Studio. You can do it outside if you download TikTok Studio. But if you do it in the app, plus symbol, add your video, the symbols on the right side. The second one from the top is like this film reel, and that's where you would edit.
Okay. And when I was asking about the double streaming, I mean, can you double stream on the same platform?
On this,
since I have 2 or 3 accounts in here, if I wanted to stream on all 3 of them at the same time.
You would have to use a third party streaming service, but I don't know if you could do that within TikTok. Somebody else would have to educate me on that. Within TikTok, you have one account that you're streaming. You could also, with a third party streaming service, you probably could also stream from your Facebook or your YouTube or your Instagram, something like that. So you can connect those accounts. But I think what I'm hearing you say is that you want to stream from your Lady Exclusive. And then if you have another account that says Lady Exclusive 3, you want to be able to stream all 3 of those at the same time. I don't know if it works that way. I don't think you can. So somebody else would have to tell me if you could use a streaming service in that way so that you have all 3 streaming. Otherwise, you could have three devices, literally. I'm going to show you real quick. I have a device here. I have my tablet. I got my son's tablet. So you could log into three different accounts and have three different devices and you're streaming at the same time. Now that is something you could do if you wanted to have a workaround. So literally what I'm doing on YouTube is that I'm talking here on TikTok. People, there's some people in my room. How you doing, friends? They're listening to me talk here on TikTok and I'm streaming on YouTube as well. And this is going to be saved to my playlist. So I went live on two different platforms essentially at the same time and having the same conversation. So you could literally have all three of these devices here and log into your different accounts that way. So that may be a workaround. Otherwise, I think you would need a third party streaming service, and I don't know if it would allow you to log into the same platform on three different accounts. I think that's what you're asking.
Okay. Also, I was told that if you share out your live or anything pertaining to like when you're actually on live, the people can go back and review your videos. Or is that only you?
Say that again. If you're on, say that again. If you
If you're
are,
currently on the stream and you're live and you share out your own live, or someone shares out your live, they can go back if they join your live and look at your video, your entire stream.
for TikTok right here. So the only way that can happen is so as a moderator, and I just did this on my other account, I can make my moderator able to look at the recording. So as a moderator, that I was able to do, and I was able to share it on my other account for my shoppable live, and I literally looked at the information and saw where they were able to see the live recording. As a viewer, the only way they're gonna see that live is if so. For example, like I said, I'm recording right on YouTube. I'm saving it as a playlist. People can go back and watch it that way. Um, I don't think you can do it as a viewer. Look at a whole live. I think you would have to make them a moderator, and then they would have access to it that way, but not as a viewer. No, you can't view it later. No. So everybody's saying no in the chat. You probably,
Okay.
yeah. So, um, Portia says, I think she can pull up all her accounts as a guest. She's asking about the streaming conversation. That goes back to that comment. Portia, I think you asked to come up. Maybe you can explain that when you come up, how that would look. So she would pull her accounts up as a guest to be in the boxes, those other accounts, and then you're streaming that way.
Oh, she took my as far as if I was doing multiple
Yeah, so your other accounts are
so
coming
I
up.
can be able to have those in the same box in a box.
That's a
Okay.
way to do it. I can see that working. Yeah.
Okay. Also, can you share out the live while you're on live as far as like to the post, like as in your story?
Can you share? You know what? They took that feature away. You used to be able to. You used to
Mm,
be able to. So when you shared out the live, there was an option. So when you click that arrow, I can't do it now because you're pulled up as a guest. I can't see my arrow. But you used to be able to add it to your story. That went away like last month. That was like in April.
that's
Prior to
interesting.
that, you used to be able to click add it to my story.
Okay.
But I don't. It's not there anymore. Anybody else? Let me know if you see it again. But it's not there
Jess says she
anymore.
still do it.
Say that again.
Jess says she still do it.
Jess, do you see that option for you still on your lives? She's saying she still does it, so she must still have that option. I don't have it. I don't have it for mine because I used to do it all the time.
Do you know other cards you can use while purchasing coins?
No,
Debit
not.
cards that are not.
Yeah, I mean, I know they take credit cards. Is that what you're asking? And debit cards? I know you have
Yeah.
options to use multiple forms of payment. So yes, you do have multiple forms of payment. Um, so yeah, I know to get money from TikTok, you only can use your PayPal. PayPal is the way that you receive your um, weekly payouts.
So
But to
someone
get
said,
coins, you can use other forms of payment. Are you struggling with that?
no, someone that that's in my subscribers, they're struggling with as far as them putting their actual PayPal on the to collect, and they were saying that even when they go to try to even get coins, like they would not allow certain cards outside of even PayPal. So it's like both ways. when it came to them collecting their coins. I don't know if it's something going on with their PayPal
Sound like
account
something.
itself.
Yeah, it sounds like something personal that's
Yeah.
going on. I don't. Yeah, I've never heard anybody say that they had an issue with adding coins. And I know for a fact I don't use PayPal in that way. I only use PayPal literally for this.
Okay. So, when you no longer want someone in your room, what is the best method to get rid of them? Like, say, for instance, they're not talking or anything. When you mute them, does it stop them from viewing it, or they still can view it? They just can't comment no longer.
They can't comment, but they're not blocked from the room. So you got to mute and then block.
So, if I was to mute them and then remove them or block them, it would affect my stream.
No.
VPN, a VPN to get cheaper coins from other countries.
Oh yeah. You know TikTok is frowning on you using VPNs to connect with other countries though. That's literally a no no. That came in the new community guidelines. I read that one where you're not supposed to do that. So that's like really frowned on.
Okay,
But
if you don't achieve your gift goal before the end of the live, do it affect your league? Is there consequences behind not fulfilling your goals in the room?
your goal for what? The flash goal, or are you talking about just the goal that you put up
Both
for
the
yourself?
flash goal and the goal up there.
I mean, the league, you stay in your league and you can drop to a lower league. You absolutely can. Those shields that you're collecting will keep you there. So if you end up running out of shields and don't level up, then yes, you can drop below in your league. So the league, right now it says 80%. More than likely, between today and later today, I may not get out of C1. And I haven't for the most part in the month of May. But I have enough shields built up so that I won't drop to C2 anytime soon. But with that being said, it just depends on how much you've kind of collected shields to keep you in your current league. So
Okay.
from day to day, you don't necessarily climb out of your league. Is that kind of the question? Like,
No,
does it?
as far as like what is the damage that it does if you don't complete that goal, those goals that are set out for you, or you set out for yourself as far as the gallery. I mean, the goals, the gift goals and
I don't. I mean, ultimately, you don't get it. So, I mean, it does have an impact over time with your room growing and you progressing and stuff. Yeah. So there is you're essentially stunning your growth, but for the most part, you want to climb in your league. So it says C1 right now. You want to climb in your league. It requires you to think strategically about how to do it. Is that like we talked about earlier, playing games, having battles, making sure you're being intentional about building your community, making sure your room is engaging, making sure you're being very proactive to have, you know, enough people in the room engaging in your room, liking a live, sharing a live out, commenting. All that matters. And then obviously the gifting is supporting the live. And so if you have a room that's not built on people supporting and gifting in that way, then your room, you got to work on that. You have to work on building up that engagement.
Nika said, what's the shield?
A shield is for the leagues. I have to go. Well, you'll have to go and read the instructions. But essentially, there's for the leagues, you're collecting fragments to kind of keep you moving forward in your daily league progress. And then you collect a shield to keep you in that league. It shields you essentially. So if you click I was going to say, if you click, I don't know if you guys can see it by league. If you click it, it kind of explains all the top league people, and then it explains how leagues are done. So there's a question mark there, so you can read up on it. But essentially, it's helping you stay in that league from pretty much it shields you in that league. I don't know the period of time. I'm gonna say at least a week. Each week, you're kind of vulnerable if you don't have enough shields. So it'll, essentially it could have you drop down to the league below if you don't keep stay in that league and don't have a shield to protect you.
Right. So you happen to be in a room for like 10 minutes. Say, for instance, you're joining as a guest and you're engaging. Is the minimum like 10 minutes you should be in there so you can be able to collect your points and press from the hearts and so forth.
Well, no, for the daily heart me, as soon as you start engaging and you submit points, you can go back and click that again. I mean,
You
there's
should be
room.
able to get all of your points within no time if you're you click that, you do the shares, you do the taps for a couple minutes, and you send some gifts out, you should be able to collect all your points.
You should be able to collect your points, yes. So it's almost instant. So if you are getting and gifting and doing all the things, you go back there and you can claim those points. Yes. Yeah, I've done it all the time. So yes.
Do you have a certain amount of time that you can be able to collect the money that is in your account? Say for instance, if you leave it in there, is it like 30 days or 60 days? You have to take it out of your account. As far as whenever you get any income on TikTok, you don't have your PayPal account set up or anything like that.
So I said so I have not heard of a time limit that you have to collect it. I'm gonna say no. There's not a time limit because on my other accounts, I've had some. It's not a significant amount of money, but I've had some money sitting over there for at least 6 months, easily six
Okay.
months, because I did shoppable lives and I made some money. So it's like maybe $8-9 or something. It's not significant, but it's been sitting over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many lives can you do a day?
So the day is 24 hours. Is there somebody else tell me if there's a time limit? If you've heard that you can't do so many lives in one day. I know you can't go full marathon all 24 hours. I know you can't do that. So you're gonna have to stop and restart. But I think you could. I've heard people who have done these long stints of a live session.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah, I
so I
did
think
that.
yeah,
And I was told that I wasn't supposed to do that because I used to do it like 16 hours.
16 hours you did before.
Yes.
And you were told that you shouldn't do it.
Yes. That I'm growing too fast. So I've
Mm,
been on here for a few months, and I'm in C1 as well.
okay, okay. So yeah, so you did a whole marathon. Yeah. So yeah.
Um, when you press the heart and the like when someone's in your box and there's like a little heart above their profile and you continuously press it, I was heard it was a point system. Do you know how many points you get for pressing it? It was for you and the person that's in the box.
Say that again. Point system for pressing the box.
Okay. So when you press my name, since I'm in your box right now,
Uh huh.
you go up there and you press my name, press my profile. It's a little mini heart above my name. Do you see it?
You saying the like here, there,
Yeah, it's a like up there on
the
the
like
top.
button. Gotcha. No, that's the first time I paid attention to that. So what happens now? What was the question?
They said that there's a point system. Like you get a point and I get a point every time you press it. And I was just trying to see like how many points you get overall.
Um, well, let's see this. So did you get any points for me pressing that?
I didn't see it. I don't know where.
Um, let's see. We're gonna see right now. So in your name, let's see. So then when I go over there and I click, I don't see your points changing. So when I look at your viewer point, it says 144. Now, as you say, are you saying your points are changing? Let's see if there's another place that ever changed. I don't see any other areas. I see how my likes are calculating. I don't know if those are points going towards you. I don't see where they're going towards you.
Okay. So maybe I was misinformed with
Hmm.
that.
Yeah, it's probably tallying the likes that you're sending. Kind of similar to how the daily heart me up here. Oh, that's probably where it's calculating. It's calculating my points for my live. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Let's see. That's probably what it's doing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The points that are coming as it tallies up there. That's probably what it's doing. Is tracking hearts that way.
Okay. So you have to have a certain amount of likes when you come in the room, like in a certain amount of minutes. Because I see some people as soon as you come in there, they're like, "Oh, we have 30 minutes or 15 minutes to get to this amount of
You
likes."
know, I heard people say that too. I have not seen anything that speaks to that. I could see it being the case though, because as you all know, with those likes impact just the overall push out of your room. And so people talk about that from like the first 20 to 30 minutes of your live being activated. People coming in, they're liking, they're sharing, they're commenting, all that helps to support the room. So I do think there's something to that, but I haven't heard like how does that work from a TikTok? I haven't seen that in writing. from TikTok.
Okay. I was also told that after 30 minutes of setting your goal, you should at least achieve your gift goal. And within that 30 minutes, even though it says 3 hours, it's a change to get it.
Which gift goal? You're talking about your
And
box?
that's on the top, like with the bows.
Within the first 30 minutes?
Yes.
No, I haven't heard that. So that's new. I haven't seen that in writing either. But it says, so you're saying you want to set a goal that you can achieve, and that'll be a way to push out your
Correct.
line. So set out a smaller one.
Yes.
Um, that can't be true because right now it says 2 hours and 30 minutes for the live, 31 minutes. I've only been on this live for 1 hour and 40 minutes.
So that's what they were saying. Like if you put that up there, even though it says 3 hours, you don't want to spend that whole time trying to get that goal. You want to get it within 30 minutes.
So set a small goal like roses, 5 roses.
Somewhere around there. Yeah.
That's an interesting strategy. Hmm.
Yeah. So
Smaller
that will
goals
push it
to
out
achieve.
more and help
Yeah,
us.
smaller goals to
You
achieve.
know.
Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
try that one. You can like
Yeah,
both
because
individuals.
the little ones they're gonna tap on to more in the items unless you have those big gifters that's constantly coming in.
Right, right.
Um, and can you give me the breakdown of the back office, like everything that it calculates as far as like the likes, how many shares, how many like what is all the back office thank you so much, Alf. Just that it breaks down in there.
Say that again. The back office.
Okay, so like you know how for your lives you get a certain amount for going live and everybody hitting certain goals in there. But then it's like the back office, I guess, for people who come on your panel, and if they're being gifted, you get a percentage of that. The people who liking it, people who sharing it, like you get a certain.
You know what? I don't know the percentages for you're talking about as a host. You're saying the people are you saying that in terms of people in the box right now?
One, the people in the box, and two, like what they do for your room. Period. Like I heard you
So
get like a certain amount.
yeah, so for the multi-guest, here's where you can find the information. So again, I didn't read all the information about multi-guest, but here's where you can find it. If you do a multi-guest live, TikTok has this where obviously through your system notifications, they're sending out the host challenges and having you do multi-guest more often. Have you seen the challenges area?
Yeah.
It'll break it down for you there in terms of, I'm trying to see which one that you wanna, because they have different challenges up here. It was up here earlier.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
Uh, yeah, because
Um,
I know it's a certain amount you may get for a certain amount of shares. If you get over 100K likes, if you get a certain amount of percentage that goes up a little bit more, something to that effect. That I was hearing.
so yeah, it's the host challenge. Have you guys seen that? Anybody in the chat, let me
No.
know. There's a host challenge where you're essentially as a live host, you're getting, and it's not up here today. It must have been yesterday. Roll to TikTok. Um, Hold on 1 second. There's a place I'm supposed to be able to go see it. Um, no, I don't see it here. Yeah, it's a host challenge, and as a host, you're able to see how you're performing. And when you have guests up, you're getting points for that, and you're literally growing. So you get these different, and it resets every month. So you're getting these different rewards. You're able to achieve these rewards because you're growing as a host. And it's really based on you have a multi guest in particular, and they have little articles that'll give you tips about it. So,
Where
trying to
do I see that?
it was on my systems notification. If you go to your systems notification, go under, I'm trying to think because it popped up as its own message, but I think it was under the TikTok updates or the TikTok, system notification. They have the tile at the top. It'll say
Uh-huh.
monetization. It's under one of those. Look up the one that says host challenge. So that's what you're talking about. And I didn't read all the articles. That's why I said I don't know all the breakdown because I didn't read all of it there. But that's where that information is probably there for you. with this particular
Okay.
question.
And also, I would like to know about the purple ticket. Someone asked the question, which I also want to know, like, does someone that is a guest on your live, do they get points and dimes for being on your live?
You get points because you got 4 points right now.
Uh,
And you get rewards, so you'll get monetization for that. Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
And what is the purple ticket about?
Um, Purple Ticket is TikTok's recruitment initiative where you're recruiting new people to come to TikTok, and you get rewards for that you can use in TikTok Shop in particular. So when people click your ticket, um, they have it's a couple different clicks, and I don't know if it's changed in this more recent iteration, but I participated around December and I think the January one that they rolled out. They had where you had to put a link in your profile, and people had to click your profile link, and then um, with so many clicks a day, I think you could only get like 5 people to click your profile link or click this ticket for you. You got rewards for it, so you can do it both with people who are already in TikTok, and then obviously you got a higher amount for people who are new to TikTok. I think they were given $50 for rewards for if you recruited somebody new to sign up and they clicked your ticket and they came and signed up for TikTok, but they hadn't
How do
already
you
had the
get
app.
that?
You said what now?
How do you get that ticket?
I think it's something that pops up on your profile, so you'll see it on your screen on your top profile, a purple ticket. I don't remember. I think on my other account I saw it. I don't think I saw it for this account for some reason. I think my other account, the purple ticket was sitting there.
Okay. One more question. When it comes to the people that are fans of yours, when they don't come after a certain amount of time and the heart is great, does that suppress your live when they don't come in?
No, it doesn't suppress your live, but I mean, essentially, they need to re-click the daily heart me. What it does impact is your overall numbers when it comes to people. Thank you so much, Nikki. When it does come to your people um, coming back to your live for your fan club, so you'll
Mm-hmm.
see less. That number will be reduced, so you'll see less fan club members, and so you need people to return each week for your fan club to stay, at as a growing fan club.
Okay. So that what would be like the best method you feel like to be able to? Because like I said, I used to do so many hours a day. Now that I was told that I need to minimize that, um, what do I do as far as
You definitely want to make sure you encourage people to come and click the daily heart me when you come to your live. I mean, at the end of the day, if people are not returning, I mean, it is what it is. You're gonna see some attrition. That's just how this is gonna go. People are gonna create their own communities. They're gonna start growing, especially when you do the live host training type conversations or understanding TikTok. At some point, people will leave, and so I understand and respect that. Now, when they come back, ideally, you want them to come back and click the daily heart me, and if they don't, then you just don't get credit for them anymore. They're going to be part of your numbers, so you'll look at your analytics of all the people who have come, but then
uh-huh.
they'll be part of the active numbers, not the inactive numbers.
So Nick,
I mean, they'll be part of the
another
inactive
person tried
numbers,
to
not
tell
the
me
active.
that. Okay, sorry, Nick. Another person had told me that, and also I want to know about the restrictions, right? So I had some restrictions that I didn't do, um, and I tried to appeal them, and they were denied. And even when it comes to the videos, my posts, and it's like they let it go. I'm on the For You page with these specific posts, yet it's up there in the restrictions. Who do I speak to? Like, is there an email or something you can reach out to? Because it's mind blowing to me. Like, how am I on the For You page, yet these specific posts are supposed to be restricted, and they
So
don't have things they're saying that's in it, like substance. And there's no substance of whatsoever in there. I don't know if
yeah,
people are recording me or how does that go.
yeah, yeah. Um, I don't know if they were reporting either, but I think you're essentially gonna have to either put it in a ticket, so you can go to your profile page, click the three lines in the corner, settings and privacy, scroll down, and report a problem, and so maybe see if that helps to go that way about it. Um, I mean, these are your content posts. Just make them private. That would be the other thing, just so that those posts are not impacting your overall performance for your
So I wouldn't be able to put them back out again.
right. Right. So those posts, did they get high views?
Yes. There's some eyes view posts. Like I don't know.
Mm. Yeah, I would say report a problem and see what other solutions you can have, if there's any other resolution. So report a problem and see what happens if they're your highest views, and like you said, somebody's reporting you in error, and then TikTok approved that report. So you just got to be careful in that way. So I would definitely submit another ticket and see what happens.
Outside of that, my agency should be able to help that, right?
Who's your agency?
I'm trying to same way you got. They locked me. I was trying to get out before my 15. They did not let me out. And now I'm stuck in as of yesterday. Yeah.
What you mean? If you quit, you quit.
I submitted it and told them I was quit. Once I heard you and a few other people tell me certain things, I said, "Oh, let me get out of here." They refused.
How can they refuse? They didn't reject me. I mean, my last day literally was yesterday. I got a notification saying you're no longer with Gravitas Q.
I don't know. I put the quit in, and then it didn't get approved. They said you got to speak to your manager. I'm still within my 15 window period, and now they're talking about some. They gave me the ICP, broke it down, and said, "Oh yeah. Why do you want to?" And I said, I don't think this is something I'm interested in. I'm going to look elsewhere, and they were not satisfied with it. And so I just have it sitting there, and now they're saying I got to do it 30 days now in order for me to.
Well, that's what I have to do. I have to do a 30-day notice.
But I'm like, in the 15, it should be where you can be able to leave.
Right. Well, you might want to do your 30 days and just go ahead and get it over with, because you'll be out of them by end of June. So that's what I did. I mean, I was like, okay, I'm gone. And I had to wait all the May, and that's what's happening. So it literally submitted the notice yesterday. So officially I'm off. I'm not with them. Now I got to wait 2 months before I can go to another agency. But yeah, yeah, do the 30 days, because it's not going to change. So you could try them. I tried them with my imposter accounts, got crickets. Well, the answer I got was like block them, but they blocked me because they know like they're impersonating me. So they didn't give me a good answer. So I don't know if there is, for your situation, I don't know if there is a recourse. You could possibly go to the TikTok legal website and see if there's anything there that you can use, because they have a couple different forms. So maybe there's a form for that situation that you can submit, and that may be your best option. So you can go through report a problem within the app, or go to the legal website and see if there's any form that makes sense for what you're speaking to.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for the information.
You're welcome.
Thank you guys for the support.
All right. Take care, friend. Thank you. Bye bye. Hello, friends. The chat got to chatting. You guys, if there's anybody else who wants to come up, Portia, I don't know if you were trying to say something too. You guys are welcome to come up. Like I said, each one teach one. I don't know all answers, but I will try to get you to the right location. Let me say this also. Lady Exclusive, you did drop a nugget there with that whole gifting thing. So I'm gonna try that. To your point, it's interesting because I did used to have smaller counts, and I would hit the goal. So I think there's something to that I was missing, that I was missing out on in the beginning. And I know people often say they make their daily heart me that goal. So again, if you're making it smaller, people coming in anyway to get the daily heart me, you're hitting your goal. So just something to be said about that your box goal there. All right, friends, let's see. I missed a. Let's see. Uh, Lower cost funds for people to engage. Yep. Yeah, that is a strategy. Hello, friends. How are you? Good questions. Yeah, good questions. You guys are awesome today. Look at there. Anybody else? Let's see. Portia, I'm gonna accept you, friend. Um, Dee Dee, I saw that you were in there too, so I'm gonna accept you too. Hello, Portia.
Hey, Dr. Lisa.
How are you, friend?
I'm
Uh,
good, everybody. I was just going to share some stuff that I've been learning in the past 2 weeks from going live.
sure.
I think a lot of people sleep on content, posting actual videos. And I think that that's what's helped me so much because I was interested in the Creative Rewards program before live. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm content minded first. When
Mm-hmm.
you guys start to really get into posting content with the hooks and doing everything, and most people teach, and you post that before going on your live, if that hits the For You page, they're going to see your little
The right symbol.
icon blinking, and that's going to draw more people to your live. So I think a lot of people sleep on that. Another about the live goal, and I actually learned that I know with the agency you're divorcing. A lot of the stuff I'm learning in the training, I kind of picked up on myself, but it's still good to like just get reiteration that that is working. If you use a smaller live goal when you first come in, TikTok sees you hit it. So I've been starting to do like either just the 1 coin gifts or like a 10 coin gifts. And then once I do that maybe 3 times, then I'll raise it to like 150 and then a little bit over that. Because I just feel like it makes sense. It's telling TikTok, oh, this room's making money. Right. And that's my thing as live hosts. We have to remember this is a business. Like we may want to teach, we may want to entertain, but TikTok sees this as a business. And if people aren't spending money in your room, they're not going to send as many people to your room. And I explain that to my audience just so that they understand as well. Like I love the support. I appreciate the support. And I, shout out to my gifters because TikTok sees money being spent. They're going to push more people here. And I just let them know that that's kind of, what gifting is, showing support to the room. Absolutely. To get more people there. And that people who gifted brought them there for the information that we're sharing. I also think that first 10 to 15 minutes is super important. So if you can set an expectation with your audience, like, hey guys, if you can help me reach this goal, we can get to 5 to 10K likes in that first 10 to 15 minutes. I think TikTok sees that the room is growing, that it's not stagnant, and it kind of sets the expectation of where you want the room to go. So if there's anything that you can maybe give your audience, and I'm not saying like gift cards or anything like that, I'm saying just even information. So if you say, hey, I learned these great tips from studying on TikTok, whatever the case is, if we hit 15K, I'm going to go ahead and get into those. And then just have, fun and engage with your audience until you hit that goal. So that it starts to set expectations of you give to me, I give to you.
Right.
Try not to just give all the information up front without them doing anything in return. And that doesn't mean gifts. Like I never say, hey you guys, I want 3 galaxies or 100 roses before I get started. No, just the tapping is support, just the sharing is support. So if you can figure out something, a way to kind of like make levels to your room. So when you reach those tapping goals, I think that would help a lot. And I've been seeing a lot of success with that. Also, when people get those daily heartbeats and when you give them, you comment, you level up in people's rooms. If you guys have been in Monster Mars' room, she advertises all the time. You hit level 50, you get that vacation. So if I'm going in Monster Mars' room, even though I'm not trying to get followed out of there, I want to see if I'm going to get that vacation. So if there's a level that you can pick where if you say at level 20, I'm going to do this for you, and that you actually do it, of course, we're not lying.
Right.
But I think those things help. But I think TikTok was content first. So I think if you can really figure out how to build content into your live journey as far as even promoting it, even if you're doing drop a nugget and then you say, and if you want more of this, I'm on live. And if you see my little icon blinking, I'm on there, come join us and have fun. I think that's been really, really helpful. So yeah, and I've learned so much from Dr. Lisa. I learned something new today that you could see how many people tap.
Oh yeah.
Do they have to be in your fan club for the taps to count? Okay, so if they're not in the fan club, the taps don't count.
Not that they don't count. No. Taps count. You track them in your fan club. You can see.
Okay, so but if the person isn't in the fan club, obviously I would. So if it's somebody.
Well, let me take that back. When you're in your room, you can see it because of the fan club. When you are in your analytics, you can see anybody who sent a coin, and this is where you can pay attention to this now. If you go back and look at your analytics, there is each person is listed in terms of watch, gifting. So when you click that coin under their name, so say they sent 1 coin, you can see all the different things they sent. They sent so many taps. Yep, click it.
I knew how to see my gifts, but I didn't know that we could
Click,
that we can see the tap. So
click
that's a
under
good.
their name. Click under their name. Whatever's there under their name, click under that. That's where you see it. Yep.
He gives such good
Yeah.
information. Like
It
somebody
really
said,
breaks it down. Yep.
you have some of the sweetest, most genuine people, Dr. Lisa, and Dr. Lisa's so sweet and genuine.
Oh,
And
thank
I'm
you.
in line for her one day so that I can her room start going a little more because she doesn't pressure us. She doesn't require much. She doesn't even hardly mention her gift code. She needs.
Yeah, I don't.
She's halfway to her gift code, you guys, of the mini I'm about to send her. But she doesn't really require anything. But if we want to support Dr. Lisa,
Oh, look at you guys.
she can teach. Like those goals are important. Like we've been on. I know I've been on here at least 40 minutes, and we're only at 33K taps. That is unacceptable, y'all. So much better than that. So thank you, Dr. Lisa.
You're
You're one of
welcome.
the
Thank you
guys
so much.
most.
I appreciate you. And those imposter accounts, you got to stay on them. I'm just gonna say that. I know it's overwhelming.
It's when I say it's I get DMs almost. I probably get about 30 DMs. I think they target me more because of the space that I'm in.
Yes, that's right. That's why you probably need to stay on top of it. Yeah, because people are going to be confused. The one that sent me the message, obviously the message was like, okay, you know what? I know this is not her. But it is because of your audience and the work that you're doing, it is going to become too confusing for people over time.
Well, most of the people luckily my follower count is way ahead of everybody else, and I try to put a DM like I'll never DM you on my little stories because it's way too many. Like that I wouldn't get to go online. That's how many pop up every single day. Like if you type in FYI remote, even my backup page, they start getting that one. So I'm hoping maybe once I get a little more of a following and I can get some direct communication with TikTok that they could put something in place so that this isn't happening because it's crazy. It's so
Well, the person I end up getting the information to go to TikTok legal, she said she had 40, 40 that she had to remove.
I probably have 400.
Oh, okay. Oh.
And because I was really on top of it at first after Lisa because I know in that space scamming is so rampant, but it's like if they block them, they'll just start another account. They'll add a number FYI remote 6.
Right.
And I just told my people online, I'm never gonna try to get you to MLM or crypto or Cash App me or any of that stuff. So I hope people aren't falling for that, but hopefully TikTok can figure that out. But yeah, that's all I wanted you guys to come on and share some of those tips. If you can, try to start looking at your live and content as a partner.
Yes.
So you can start seeing those cookie videos because the better your content does, the more they push the lives. And I know lives is that quick way of making money, but content is the long game. Content is the long game.
It is. It is. And to your point, are you posting more than once a day?
It depends. Now that I'm going live, I was doing twice a day. That's still my goal. But now, at minimum, I'll post before the live, and then I'll see how that post does. Because another thing, you guys, if you have a video that's doing well, like if you post in the morning and you have a video, let's say it starts to get 5K likes or 10K likes or whatever is a good number for you, because all our numbers are different. But if you see that video is getting traction, I wouldn't post that same day because you want to give that video as much room to grow as you can. You don't want to post another video if that one's doing so well because I feel like it will smother what was happening.
Gotcha. Yeah. And you're really good too because, like, again, because of your niche, you have a captive audience that are looking for your communications and your posts too. So, yeah, you have definitely a good strategy to post before you go live. And then, like you said, that red circles around your name. And so people see that post and then they'll come to your live too. So.
Yeah, and then for the gifts, I know you said, Dr. I don't know if you were talking about what I'm thinking of, but I know when you get gifts, when you're done, if you go to your recordings or analytics, I don't know the exact place, you guys, but TikTok will highlight those, and I started posting those on my story to like show appreciation for those supporters and let people who may not know what happens during life, like, hey, what is that little thing on her screen? Like, why is she so happy? Or, oh, that's cute. Let me come and see what's going on. So just remember, you guys, to always So that was all.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. All right, friend, let you down. All right. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, the adding to your stories, to your point, yeah, definitely add those type of posts to your stories. So I should have said this while Portia was still up because her content is obviously, if you go to her page, it's really good. It's helpful tips about the the WFH work from home work. And she's given different job opportunities, so she's sharing that. So anything special that's outside of her regular content, put in your stories for your followers. That's pretty much a good strategy to follow. And like she said, in gifts and any clips that are not related to your normal content, put in your stories. So that's what you want to do, so that you are still communicating to your current followers. And then obviously the other content will go to the FYP and make sure it draws in new people. Um, Let me know, Dee Dee, did you want to come up, friend? I'm gonna accept you now. Come on up. Appreciate your friend.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can. I can. Thank you for joining.
Okay. Hey, everybody. It's so funny because I always call myself the newbie. So some of these questions I don't know if they got asked before I came on earlier, so forgive me if they
Oh,
did.
no problem.
But I did want to say one thing before I get to the content stuff. I know I had heard you mention with the shoppable, and I know you're starting to just do them, and likewise over here. One thing I was gonna say before I had known anything about doing TikTok shoppables, back in November, I was coming on to TikTok, just to buy stuff. And so I knew nothing. Once I came in and decided to also go to the content side and knew about the heartbeat, and the gifts and stuff like that, because a friend of mine had been doing chocolates for almost a year. And when I went back into her room, I had noticed that everything you were saying, none of that was happening on the shoppable side. Now, I asked her before I came there, I said, hey, I'm going to tell you now, I know about the heartbeat, I know about the gifts, so get ready. But what I was going to say, when I was a non-TikToker, if I call it that, I didn't know anything about it. So sometimes when you have these shoppable lives, like you never know who's in the room unless you see your followers. That's different, who know about the heart and stuff like that. Because but the people who were doing those lives must have been very creative because they would say stuff, hey, we're having a giveaway, go into the comments and type XYZ if you
Mm-hmm.
want to win this giveaway. So what is that doing? Is making the net live be engaging. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I
Right.
wasn't even realizing I was actually engaging, but you're right. And I asked my friend, I said, have you ever mentioned to them about, giving the daily heartbeat, about doing, gifts? And she said, it's so funny because sometimes she felt you're already, on behalf of the seller, selling something to them already. And then
Mm-hmm.
she felt like to mention anything else that some of the viewers could take it as, like, oh, what's this in addition? So, but once I started going to room and doing that, I found the last time I went, more people were starting to do that. So I was happy for her. But like you said, it's just the culture
It
of
is.
the shoppable lives. So I just wanted to say that to you. So and I'm enjoying your shoppable lives.
Thank you.
One thing I was going to ask about the gift gallery. Now, if a gift gallery is never filled, then you 8 out of 9. Like I know it's resets on Sundays. So how does that look in terms of is that I forgot the young lady's name. Please forgive me. Who came up before Portia?
Lady
Is that
exclusive. Mm-hmm.
yeah, lady exclusive? Thank you. Would that still go along the same thing in terms of not hitting the room goal? The
I
gift
mean, it
gallery.
is. I mean, essentially, it is. It's the gift gallery is kind of set by TikTok. TikTok sets that. I guess the expectation is that you will have people coming in your room, title gifters, fan club members, and your
Okay.
gift gallery is something that they're hoping that you can achieve that based on what league you're in, because they set the gifts too, what league you're in and how you're ranking. So it is something you want to pay attention to. You guys are, thank you so much. Oh, first gifter, I appreciate that, Rose. So you guys are really my room has always been built on people who were trying to make sure that they're going live with the intention of how are you offering a solution, how are you making sure you're being intentional with talking to your audience, engaging them, understanding their pain points. When it comes to the gamification here, this is something where I haven't touched on a lot because that wasn't what my topic was based on. But it is important for you to understand the gift gallery, understanding setting your gift goals. How do you make sure that people are engaging in your live, commenting, liking, sharing the live out? All that is part of how you're going to be successful and how you're going to grow your community, but also grow your room to bring more people in your room. So,
Right.
so yeah, the gift gallery is key. That's where people become title gifters. Now, what I will say That is not explicit in the instructions about the gift gallery. You will not see that written. I'm just saying that. But I know that to be true because that does have an impact on how your room is performing. It
Right.
does.
And like Portia was saying, I think also, I think Lady exclusive, it is true. I've been hearing a lot of the rooms because some of the hosts were surprised when the room goal was set to the daily heartbeat by TikTok. Because
Yes.
you might go in and set it yourself. And so they said, so I guess no one actually knew at the time why that was happening. And TikTok had said that. They hadn't even gone on to set it, right? And then, like the lady was saying, and I did hear another host say that they found that when they made the goals smaller, because it would constantly tell TikTok, oh, lots going on in that room. So it is something I'm definitely hearing a lot. But I also was in rooms from the beginning where TikTok picked that goal. And they were tempted to go and change the goal. But they said, wait a minute, this is the third day in a row I've been in here, and my daily heartbeat is the goal. It's already there. Because I guess you can go in and say what your goal is sometimes. It was almost like it was reset. But after 3 days, so they dropped it. And then once they did that, like the young lady said, you measure go faster and quicker, and they found themselves resetting the goal 2 or 3 times. And whereas sometimes you think, okay, let's make it 200, so therefore I only have to reset it one time and not be bothered with it. But I think it's a whole new thing, whether it's based on the algorithm or what, but it definitely is based on so people definitely reaching your meeting your goal. So I definitely think there's something to that for sure. For sure.
Thank you for saying that because to your point, you're right. TikTok, when you first come in, doesn't happen all the time because my goals will be a continuation because I go live twice a day.
Right.
So it'll be a continuation of whatever I did from the morning. So for right now, let's say, for argument's sake, and I'll probably test this out since we're talking about it,
Okay.
for my 4 o'clock. So I haven't hit my goal. When I come in at 4 o'clock, that goal is actually going to be lower. It's probably going to be half the amount that's here. And if I don't touch it, it'll just reset to that.
Okay.
There has been times when I will come in, and you're right, it's an entirely different gift,
Mm-hmm.
an entirely different number. And then I go in and I was like, well, why did they pick that gift for me? I don't want that gift. And I would change it. And so, to your point, TikTok, the algorithm probably is seeing something that, okay, here's what I want you to set. Here's what you should be given. And that's what you should, yeah, I probably should go with it. Now, some of the gifts, again, is like, okay, why did you pick that gift? But I probably should go with it and just see how that it has an impact. I have never done that though, to be honest with you. And so I say all the time, if the algorithm is hit listening to us, it is responding in a certain way. So you got to make sure that you kind of follow the lead a little bit if the algorithm is saying, here's what I want you to do. So I can get with that. That's a true statement.
Yeah, Coach Jesse, I saw your comment. Yeah, I don't know if it's random or how it is, or they're just testing it out. Because she had said that she it's an option for the daily heartbeat. And it was only a couple of times, and I did notice kind of on the room pretty much daily that maybe after a few days, then they would go back and reset it to what they wanted. But I was in several rooms. I would say last week specifically, and I saw that a lot. Or the question about it. And of course, my question now is, hey, why won't TikTok tell the host? But if we're all hosts, I guess they're not gonna, break that down so that you understand that no. But I was curious as well to that, because being new, coming out the gate, well, I can't speak for everybody. Like, I'm not gonna stop and put an exorbitant room goal, So I just did not know. But it was interesting to see the ways they're trying to help increase the engagement in the room. And the reason why that's so good because, like the young ladies were saying, I have heard also that the first 5 to 10 minutes in your room are 15 to really try to push out the sharing and engaging. And some people have straight out tap sessions. You know,
Yes.
I heard that we shouldn't say that word anymore. I'm hearing a lot of things we shouldn't say certain words. So just pressing on the screen.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have really they may have always been doing it. But I just know specifically a lot of people are recently, which makes sense because between the populars, between the pressing on the screen, and then sharing out really the first 15, 20 minutes to get your numbers up. I've been hearing a lot about that as well.
Yeah, those rooms, I mean, obviously the engagement, for certain rooms, they understand the engagement strategy. So
Right.
to your point, yeah, that first 15, I would almost say 20. And sometimes it's 30 because
Right.
TikTok is
Right.
being intentional about sending that flash goal. It's not even in the first 10 minutes. It seems like it's anywhere between 12 and 15, you see that goal come out. So they're expecting for that room to start getting moving and people are engaging on the onset. So you're seeing that a lot. And so people do
Yeah.
put that as their strategy to say, okay, let's make sure we're liking, sharing, commenting, doing all the things. What is new today? Somebody said the daily heart me. I guess I hadn't noticed that, where now it says that sharing you get so many points.
Yeah. I got it
TikTok will
too.
put notifications about making sure people share the live. So that's in there for you, but it seems like they've changed the language a little bit more with sharing and liking the live.
Yeah, and then the only last thing I was gonna mention, you know, with the heart up top when it has little numbers inside for everybody. Sometimes people may say in live, you know, how do I know how many points or whatever I need to get to the next level? And sometimes people even will dive down where if they click on that heart. We may already know this in here, but in case anybody else did not know, if you click on the heart, it actually breaks down for you and how many points you need of whatever to get to the next level. In case somebody was interested in that, you know, it really dives down into that. And
Repeat that
that's
again. You're talking about the daily heart me? Say that
yeah,
again.
right next to your name up top. If you click on the orange,
Mm-hmm.
if you click on that orange box, and the drop down opens up, and then in that drop down, it just breaks down in more detail, like you know how many poplars you might need to send to level up. It just really makes it, like that. In case somebody was wondering, because somebody in our room this morning had asked, and when they went over, you see all the breakdowns of all the various things. So just in case anybody wanted.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, if you can spend some time clicking into the daily heart me and seeing how you collect your points, claim the ribbons, there's a lot of little specific details. And then if you start combing through and clicking around, you'll see how you can level up. It shares it very intentionally. Like, here's what you need to do.
Yeah. And the last thing, my son recently is a little sidebar. He got to the Creators Reward program, and like Portia said, because I always tell him, make sure because now you're in that league, 2 or 3 times. And he's like, Mom, you just got on TikTok. but the thing is, the thing I want to say about engagement, that's when I use him. I've been listening to him a lot lately. He was on TikTok a long time ago, not doing none of this stuff, just doing it, having a fun account. So when I heard about the program, and I didn't know for us in the creators pilot, it was 1,000 followers at first. So I was never gonna do this. I'm like 5,000 followers. I have two. It'll take till next January. And so when I heard 1,000, I said, okay, game on. But I said, you can do it though. You can do it. He didn't even realize he was already in it. Whatever. But anyway, the point as far as because it said creator earns commissions. I'm like, Daryl, really? Anyway, so with that being said, he had been away from TikTok for a while. So even though he's had viral videos in the millions, if you're not from TikTok for a while, let alone a week, it resets everything.
Um,
So I just, and I just think sometimes because people think, oh, I had a viral video, I made it. No, 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 or, unless, that one video pays. But I used him for an example because I think he was surprised when he reached out for his first sample and they didn't get it. You know what I mean?
mm,
Because he had tons of hours, but he had not been on a platform in a while. So
wow.
I just wanted to say, that TikTok isn't playing with that engagement. I've heard people say they're gone on vacation for a week, and if they didn't really, do a lot, or things happen in your life, it just resets everything. So
Yeah.
I just used him for an example because he had a whole lot of viral videos. It didn't matter, but now he came back. He came back hard, and his first video he got 90,000 views.
Wow.
So he said, "This is the month I have to do this Creators Award," and he just went to DR and he got the announcement before he left that he made it.
Oh,
But he
wow.
still said, like Portia, I want to say because like Portia said to Mom, I'm going over, I'm gonna post it in there, but that 3 times a day, I need to let that one video do its thing. And I'm like, okay, he'll learn. But then she says it, so I don't know. There might be something to that, and I'm done.
Yeah, yeah. Appreciate you, Dee Dee. Yeah, the posting does matter. And so even me, I started a video. I did not finish before my 10 o'clock. So I have to go back and post it. Hopefully it'll be, in time for I'll have it posted before my 4 o'clock. But really it does matter. And so for me, posting in the morning, I see my videos perform a little bit better than posting midday. So and you gotta pay attention when your followers are engaging, when people are actually tuning into your content. It'll hit that FYP. So it just depends on how you pay attention to your overall follower engagement, because that does matter. But then, if I post in the morning, my videos do perform a little bit better because I know many of you guys are on the app then. So
All right, thank
all
you.
right, you're welcome. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, friends. Let me know. Richard Son Sunflower, I sent invite by accident to you, but let me know if anybody else wants to come up. If you want to come up, anybody wants to come up, that's totally fine. We'll probably do this maybe for another 10-15 minutes. I'm going to head off soon, but I am here. Is there any way to look at your metrics on what gifts you sent to who? That's a good question, Nika. Let me see. What gift you sent to who? Your metrics. Anybody got an answer to that? I'm not picturing where you could check. So obviously, I can see who sent me gifts when I get off. I can look at the analytics that way. But me, if I sent people gifts, can I see who I sent gifts to? I don't think you can. I don't know where that would be captured. But if anybody knows, let me know if there's a way you can see what gifts you sent. Doing out your lives as a post prior to going live? Yes. You absolutely should make that a best practice. You should schedule live events. You also could put in your story, put it in a note. You can make it a post. I think that's what Portia was saying. Like, that's, if you post in general, that's great. But some people do post to say, I'm going live to talk about this topic, and they'll attach that live event to it as well. And Rome, and I'm a level 26, wondering what I've spent there. Kind of a lot. Well, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know if there's a way to check it though, from your perspective. I don't think there's any analysis from a viewer perspective that you can go check what you've been doing. I don't think there is. Unless it's in the coins, maybe? Like if you look at your coins, does this share anything that you sent? You can look at points. Maybe in your points, is there a history there? That's the only places that would possibly be it. You said they battle. Oh, okay. So you were battling. You were supporting a battle. Okay. Thanks for the tips. You're welcome, friends. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much. So, yes, I announce your lives. Yes, announce your lives, friends. Anybody else? I know there was a lot of questions that came up. If you want to repeat a question, if we did not get to it, let us know. Let me know. I'm happy to kind of try to go back and see if there's a question that was shared. I don't know. I can look at what I've spent in total, but I don't know about per room. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know if there's a way to check. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm looking at my live, my blue box. No, there's not anything you can press that will give you an itemized list. What is the best way to announce your lives if it is the scheduled opt within TikTok or doing a piece? To announce your live? Um, yeah, so within your live center, so when you click TikTok Studio on your profile, at the top you see Tools and Live. There's a whole live homepage. They call it the Live Center. If you scroll down, you want to click there to schedule a live event. So click, there's a box that says live event. Schedule there, schedule your live. Then you have it scheduled. You can go and post content. You actually, before you post that content, you actually have the option to add a link. One of the options is a live event. The live event you just scheduled, you click that. It will show up, it's going to show up in your profile page as a live event, but it also will show up in that content to point people to the fact that you're doing a live event. You also can add that to your story. You can also add it as a note. So could you go over how we would add shoppable products while on live? Um, Give me 1 second to that. Can I go shoppable videos? Can I do shoppable videos on my backup link to my main account? Your backup linked to your main account. Your account has to have TikTok shop on it, first of all, just making that assumption that it does have, you do have TikTok shop. I don't think you can do it on a backup page because that page would need to have TikTok Shop. So your shoppable video would only be on your main page that you have TikTok Shop because you're going to link the product from your showcase to that video. So yeah, that's where you would do it. And so when it comes to how to add a product while on live, there's the shopping cart, or now they have it where they have the business link. So you would click TikTok shop there, add a product from your showcase, and then it'll show up in that shopping cart and you pin it. So that's what you would do. Let's see. How do I stop getting banned for no reason? I'm on my backup now. How do you stop getting banned for no reason? Um, Again, it goes back to your content. I don't know what your content is about, but backup page. I don't know what your content is about, but I'm assuming if it's, I know TikTok is very sensitive about content or lives that are focused on political commentary. So you got to be careful there. You got to be careful about using words that align with substance, um, illicit substances, anything like that. So you got to be careful about that. Um, I would just say depends on what you're doing. If you're driving, that's a no-no. So you can't drive in a car while you're doing content, whether it's live or content. You see people who do it. I don't know how they're getting away with it. So maybe they're getting a violation, maybe they're not. But essentially, you're not supposed to be driving. So it just depends on what you're doing in your live. Yes, what's the best way to announce your live? Post a story or schedule in TikTok. Um, Definitely both. Both. If you post content, you can add that to your story. So you do both. I didn't know you could. Say that I didn't know. I didn't know you couldn't add the schedule event 10 minutes before. Um, Say that again. I didn't know you can add the. I didn't know you can add the schedule to a story. That's cool. Yes. And then you said, oh, I was missing comments. You can go live directly from the scheduled event 10 minutes before. Yes, you can. Yep. You can go live from that scheduled event. Yep. And it'll show up as your title, all that. So that is the way you want to do it, actually. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. We just have fun. I don't know what your funniest friend. Your fun might be it might be too much fun. Well, I mean, like I said, if you are doing anything that is outside the gallon, if they're drinking stuff that, well, drinking period, you can't drink. It just depends on what you're doing. You just can't do it. So yeah, you're gonna get violations. You said my friend got a violation for what? What did they do? Okay, great to know. Thanks. You're welcome, friend. My fiance is a peer supporter for substance abuse, and his personal story is intense. Not sure how he can. Yeah, 18 years or older, the disclosures, cut that on content disclosure and audience control, possibly. But you just gotta be careful about what you say. Absolutely. Or how they say it. You said my friend got a violation. Got a violation for what? Good morning. How are you? Thank you so much, 41. How are you, friend? Talk about it on a live. Talk about it on a live. Yeah, you would have to be careful. Content disclosure could help. Age control, definitely. You would have to have that on. You said I have a question. Favor, you want to come up? Let me know if you have want to come up, friend. Yes, there's a way of checking your TikTok spending gift history. Marietta, how? Where at, friend? That was the question earlier. I am all right. Appreciate you. Yeah, how do you do it, friend? So yeah, favorite. Let me know. I'm gonna send you an invite. Does TikTok not give? Da da da. How do I? I just asked you. I sent you an invite. How do I create a panel during my live music? When you click multi-guest, there's a little settings wheel. There's a settings wheel in the top right corner when you click the guest icon And you can make the screen. I'll change it to this layout. You can change it to this layout. This is where you have a panel of different people coming up in the boxes. You could change it to this type of layout where people on the sides. And you can change it to a smaller layout where the little box, you can't see it right now because nobody's in it, but there's a little box in the corner. You can change it to this layout. There's another box in the corner. So as people came up, they can get invited. Lady exclusive, you wanted to come up, friend? Let me know if you did. Too much girls. Yeah, maybe that too. Depending on what they're dressed like too. Yeah, just depends on what was going on. Um, how do you change it? No. How do I change what? Hold on one second. Let's see. What was your question, friend? I didn't get the other. How do you change what? That was an accident. Okay, no problem. Favorite. You said does TikTok not give? I'm at work. Okay. I didn't. You put dot dot dot. So I don't know the panel. How do you change the panel? TikTok is filtering. Oh, it's filtering you. Okay. Sorry about that. Um, so the panels, when you click guest to bring somebody up, you click the guest icon. There's that little circle wheel. It's like a settings wheel. It's a little wheel in the right corner. Click that. When you click that, it gives you the different panel options. Yeah. So that's how you get that. It gives you those little panel options for you there. Um, let me know. Is there any other questions? You're welcome, friend. Mari asked, you didn't answer the question. Where do you see your spending history? Where is that located? I think that's what people were waiting on that answer. And you guys, I do one-on-ones also. And I have a current 2-for-1 package. If you want the 2-for-1 package, today is the last day that I'll have that package available, and it'll be available throughout the month of June for you to do 2 meetings for the price of 1. But in June, I'm actually changing it as of tonight. It won't be available. It'll just be 1 meeting moving forward. So I'll honor it for my June people, whoever got it in the month of May. But moving forward, it will just be the 1 meeting. And everybody else can grab that. My bundle is also on sale. I have that rolling out for the month of June for $47. So that's going to be in June as well. And then there's anything else in my stand store. Thank you so much, all who are on the subscriber live. The YT live as well. Appreciate you being here. All right, friends. Let me know if there's any last minute questions. I am going to head out because I have a couple meetings today, and I will be back at 4. Make sure you ring my bell. Coach Miss Jessie, I saw where you said you couldn't ring my bell for there. So that's interesting. All right, TikTok. Wait, what's your question, friend? And so if you go into my profile, you can click my profile once my mini profile pops up. You should be able to click my notifications for this live that way. Or if you click that photo again, it'll take you to my profile. And you can click my bell on my profile to get my post and when I go live. All right. Make sure you claim any points from your daily heart me. I want you all to claim points there. And I'm going to get my coffee. Explain about gifts and coins. I'm new. How are you? You said I'm new. You got your blue box too. Look at your friend. Okay, I'm going to give you the Cliff Note version. Thank you for coming, though. I appreciate you here. Let's see. How to connect Stan to my website. Oh, that's a long question. Let me see. You go to your profile, edit profile, click links. You add a website, the website link. Copy the link from Stan of the viewer page. So if you're on the account holder side, you don't want to copy that link. You want to copy, they actually have a copy link in a corner. So copy that link and then copy it into TikTok and save it. Under links. Yep. They filter all my comments. They did favorite. I didn't see anything beyond when you said you were filtered. They did not. They're not doing you right, friend. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, So thanks everyone for the great sharing and questions. Appreciate you all. You're welcome, friends. Thank you. No, seriously, thank you all too, because I learned a lot too. I'm gonna operate a little bit differently this afternoon. I'm gonna get myself together. Hello, favor. You came back in. You said my comments, my questions. You're welcome. If it doesn't work, you're welcome to send me a DM and I'll answer there, friend. Uh, let's see. So gifting. So I tell people all the time there is free support. There's free support, and then there's support when they filter all my comments on a certain topic here today too, and knowing really. Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, I didn't see anything. Hello, sugar. How are you, friend? Thank you so much. So tapping the screen, commenting. When you comment, that's support. Sharing out the live, you get support. If you click the number of the people in the room, it tells you who are the top engagers, the top viewers that are still in the room. So you want to make sure, people say you all the time, to connect with those folks because they understand how to engage. So that is true. You want to definitely connect with people who are there listening, supporting the live because they get it. There's a question mark also in that link. I mean, in this viewer box. Click the question mark. It tells you how to get points. Points from your tapping, liking the live. As you like the live, and we're almost at 50K. I guess we should get to 50K. But as you are liking the live, that is support to the room. As you are commenting, that's support. You get points for that. So you're getting points for liking and commenting. 3 points for every 10 minutes that you are liking or commenting. If you click the daily heart, you have to have coins in your account to do that. So coins come from getting them in the gift box. You can click the gift box. There's a number in the bottom corner, or you can go to the website www.tiktok.com/coin. So coins you can get there, or you can download the coins app. There's an app for that as well. But if you go and get coins, there's a little bit more of a discount on the website. You log in, get coins, and then when you come into a live, you can send a rose. You can send the exclusive gifts in the gift box. If you click that, that's where you see people sending out the popular vote. You can send gifts that are also in that gift box as well. There's a gift gallery for the live host. You can send gifts there and become the title gifter, or you can send a gift from the wish box up here. So those gifts then allow you to get a blue box. Um, that blue box is where TikTok is tracking your points, and then you're leveling up. So when you put a comment in, just put a comment in that says hi. You click your photo, then your mini profile pops up. You click your level 1. After you do that, then you see a blue screen pops up. It'll tell you how many points you collected. / symbol tells you the total amount of points for that level 1 or level 2 in your case. And then underneath there's the experience points. How many points you need to collect to get to the next level. How do you exchange your coins, Lady Exclusive? If you go, actually, if you're in the gift box here, if you click the gift box and then you click your coin number in the bottom right corner, how many coins you have. If it's no coins, it'll say, I think it says recharge. But if you click that number, it takes you to the screen and it says exchange. You can exchange that way. It should tell you to exchange. Is there a discount on the coins app too? I'm not sure. Somebody tell me if there's a discount for the coins app. I know the website is the best option. Somebody told me that. So I think the website is where the discount comes from. Can I re-watch my live after I close? Yes. Your live is available on the live homepage, that live center. And if you scroll down, it says live recordings. So you click that and you can rewatch your whole live. You actually can take clips from it. You can also post some of those clips into your story, ideally. Or if it's relevant to your topic, you might take a clip of that topic and make it a part of your post. But yeah, you definitely want to do that. Okay. You get the app from the website. It's the same. Okay. Thanks, Lynn. Appreciate it. You get the app from the website. So if you download the app from the website, she's basically saying that that discount is there as well for you. I believe that's what I interpreted from that. You're welcome. All right, friends. I appreciate you. Let me let you go. We hit our 50K. You guys gave some great information and tips today. Seriously, I learned a lot. I know the people in the room learned a lot. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate you guys hanging in there, even when the room is not rooming, but I appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. And I will be back at 4 p.m. Eastern. It's for my newbies. So, Jen, you might want to come back for that. And that way you can get some more information about going live from doing that. I did too. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I learned a lot, seriously, from you all. So thank you so much. And yeah, I'm going to show up a little different. All right, y'all. Take care. See y'all later. Bye bye. All right, my YouTubers. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much for supporting.